And hello and welcome everybody to Grid Vision's coverage of the OB Builders Cup Series live from virtual Pocono. And man, it's going to be a little bit of a wild one here this evening. The way that Pocono has played out here in the last handful of years is I've completely lost my train of thought already. But either way, hey guys, I'm Sheldon Atkins, joined by Roger Pierce with Austin Darbyshire down the production truck. And as we get a good look at the Google Earth track map here, Roger, what can you tell me about the Tricky Triangle?
It's called the Tricky Triangle for a reason, right? There's only 3 turns. Many people say there's more than that, but it's a extremely technical kind of track. There's downshifting, there's a lot of engine brake going on, and you're going to see a lot of different lanes work here.
A lot of different lanes, especially in turns 1 and turns 3. Turn 2 kind of locked down there by that inside paint. Not really much wiggle room there as you work through Indy, but once you get into Milwaukee or up into Trenton, man, it's anybody's guess which line's going to work out, especially 3 and 4. I've seen some crazy moves made throughout the years there, especially with the dynamic track being added back here in some of the more recent builds. We get a look at last week's race results. Matt DeZiani was the one to bring home the Team Birdie fast lap of the race with a 37.538 from the Irish Hills, but Justin Levine was going to be the one to bring home the hardware with the outstanding win from Michigan. DeZiani came home second with Paul Hill. Another stellar day in the points. Comes home P3, followed by PB Henry and Evan C., both keeping the train alive here for CFM. Let's get a look at the league standings right now. Paul Hill still with the advantage over Brandon Pastelacqua. Pastelacqua took the week off last week, so got a little bit of a hole to climb out of. Levine with the win slides himself up into third. PB Henry hanging on to fourth with Evan Say rounding out the top 5. And this points battle is going to start getting a little more closely contested, I feel, as we get later into the season. You know, a lot of guys had a couple goose egg races to start the year out. Now everybody's starting to really put together good, strong performances and just winding up where they belong. But we're going to get a quick look here at the starting grid here tonight. And the Thomas Mullins Pole Award goes to the 95 machine of PB Henry with Maverick Davis rolling off the grid in P2. Third place is going to be the America Racing lockout here with Zach Millett to the inside of Daniel Wiles. Good runs for them here in quali. Behind them we got CFM as well with Evan C. on the inside. Patrick Gitter carrying the flag for Fortis rolling off in 6th. Team Conti bringing it in here in row 4 with Adam Benefield down to the inside with Bryce Rayner up top in the 22 machine. Followed by... Nope, sorry about that. A little backwards there, but going to have John Benner down to the inside in the 23 with Russell Black starting up top in row 5.
Yeah, you're going to have Lucy Becerra in 11th with Brandon Pastelacqua in 12th. Keegan Sabilo is going to round out 13th with Tyler Hunter in 14th. You have the 5 of Matt DeCiani in 15th with the 1 of Nicholas Isaacs in 16th. Lou Christian's going to be 17th with Paul Gallimore 18th. And Kevin Sosiak 19th with Tim Mortman 20th.
On the grid in P21, going to be the machine piloted by Jason Gibson with Kevin Ruff starting his outside in the 14. Row 12 going to be gridded by Paul Hill with Jose Medina. Going to be a hard hole, a difficult hole for Paul Hill to climb out of here if he wants to make some good points this evening. Randy Mullen's going to start in row 13 on the bottom with Greg Carr up top in the 25. Mark Sanchez is going to head him off in row 14 on the bottom with Justin Levine opting for no qualifying lap here tonight. Followed by Josh Hoffner and Alexander Carr.
Kenny Powell, Chad Kibbe, Keith Long, and Michael Figueroa rounding out your last top 4. Your last 4.
So what are you expecting here? Turn 1, lap 1. You know, Pocono, it always gets a little dicey. I've always felt this place always feels like it kind of becomes a place where desperation kind of looms overhead. With
I expect 3 wide. You know, I expect 3 wide. I expect the top to work early. You're going to see some big moves happen here as we get to the restart zone and we're off. A little stack up here happening. Ooh, big checkups.
And we are underway here.
Maverick Davis back a little further.
Maverick Davis gets good launch here down the front straightaway side by side. Him and PB Henry race down into turn 1. First turn right here. This is going to be the determining factor here. If these guys are able to make it through here nice and clean here this first lap, you know, we should have a pretty stellar race. A little bit of four-wide racing down the back straightaway here, only momentarily, though. You see the 17 machine of Daniel Wiles trying to make an opportunistic move down to the bottom. Going to roll back out of it, though. Patrick Gitter now down to the inside of Adam Benefield. Going to try and clear up here through turn 2. Most difficult corner on the track, in my opinion. Gets the job done. Licks the stamp and sends it.
Yeah, I mean, Adam backed out there. He had his nose over Millet and Gitter and decided that he was going to lift. And good on him, right? It's early, lap 1. But Evan C ripped that top in turn 1 early, and you saw him get all that momentum as their doors banging early on for second place.
Yeah, Benefield, smart move there. You know, wise for good reason. You come down in turn 2 here at Pocono side by side, and a lot of times it doesn't work out. Look at this. Evan C already trying to charge it up to the outside here through turn 1. Going to be a good surge of momentum here down the back straightaway. Going to pull him up behind his CFM teammate of PB Henry.
Yeah, but you don't want to overuse the tires early.
The question
is, that top lane will burn them up.
So I got a question for you, though. What's more important this week, the clean air or the tires? Because it always feels like a stab in the dark when we come here, especially with, you know, the aero effects being as huge as they are now.
Well, so I haven't done any racing this week, right? This is my first time actually watching a race here with the new updates and everything like that. So I'm curious to kind of see. I know testing and everything like that, I was kind of more worried about tire wear. I think the air pool is going to be important, the draft, right? As you see Maverick Davis running that middle seam and Millet run the bottom there. And I think if you stay down there low enough, you'll still save enough tire. I think if you rip the top, you're just going to burn the tires off. You're going to have to move around.
Then Wars, we see PB Henry up here at the front of the pack right now. Evan C falling behind. Everybody kind of turning into that single file procession that we're used to seeing here at Pocono. The field, everybody trying to play pretty calm and clean here. Long way to go.
Someone sideways further back. That gray car?
Looks like it. 25 machine goes for a ride on the backstretch here.
Look at me learning cars. About time.
I see what you did there.
The family.
Our producer. Our producer said family or the vehicle. Looks like Roger's got both figured out here tonight.
Yeah, I got it. But no, I mean, this is a really fun track to drive, right? And you're going to see him kind of just get struggled here. This is what we call the tunnel turn, right? And he's just going to get a little bit of air packed on it, and it's just going to make him a little bit loose. Air grief is real everywhere we go, and you kind of just saw it right there. It just packed enough air that it kind of kicked out the rear end.
That right there is, it's not spoken about enough here on iRacing, but that's the sketchiest corner in all of oval racing, in my opinion, because you come in there, you got to have it sent, you got to basically go out there and try to cut the apron without cutting too much of it. Because if you grab the apron a little too much, you just want to kind of thread those left side tires right into the paint if you want to get the optimal drive up off of the corner to get the car to rotate right. Easy to go over there, overstep it, slam the apron. Next thing you know, you're tracking sideways up towards the wall. If you get in just, you know, a hair too late, car just wants to blow down the fence coming out of the corner. You have to give up a lot of momentum there to make it. And then combine that with cars in front of you and cars behind you, and it's just, it's terrifying. Every time it just feels like Russian roulette going into the tunnel corner here. Yeah,
in the next gen, you can't hit the apron like you can in the truck and or Riley car, because it upsets the floor and the diffuse. It's a whole mess, right? So you have to hit the paint. If you go below the paint, it's death. If you go above the paint, it's death. You have to hit the paint to be exactly the right speed to get through it.
Then turn 3 also tries to set up to take you out of this roll pretty easy too. You saw on board with Patrick Gitter there the curbing at the bottom of the track. You want to kind of get the car to cross the left side tires ever so faintly over that curbing, but if you grab a little too much of it, it's kind of like when you go to Indy and you grab the curbing there, it will snap the car dead sideways, especially in this next gen package that we have currently. And
yeah, there's indents, right? Like you're talking about, there's divots, and if you just get that left front in that divot, it'll rotate you, but it'll rotate you too much. You can't, like, there's that no line cross, and you're going to see a lot of passes done in 3 as the run goes on, because every lane kind of works here. As you see Maverick Davis in 3rd place, he's kind of running the high line, but it's going to turn into a cut down. He's going to cut down right there. Gitter's kind of doing the same thing. You can use a lot of lines to get clean air on the nose.
And then turn 1 just has always kind of reminded me of the all of the worst parts of the current configuration of Texas Motor Speedway all rolled into one.
But
Because it's a
the
corner that
top
you get in
works.
there. Yeah, it's a corner you get in there, though. The car wants to get absolutely tight, and it's not bumps in turn one here at Pocono. I swear there's potholes out there. I've seen them. I've felt them. I've been killed by them before. It is a corner that absolutely, there's not a part on this track that's easy to drive.
No, and as you see right there on the screen, those dotted yellow lines, don't go below those. It's even bumpier down there. So when you see cars get sideways or get thrown, they're going to avoid everything they can to not go down there, because that's going to pretty much be a race ender, because it's just going to throw your car left or right.
Yeah, you only go down there to warm up the tires there before you take a qualifying lap, allegedly.
I get to you. Hold on.
Oh, Roger's going to draw. So, is it going to be a burger?
It's not going to be a burger. What do I use here? We're use Grello.
Could use Grid Vision Orange.
Right.
No, trouble up here at the front. PB Henry has difficulties there in turns 1 and 2. Kind of missed it a little bit. I think maybe grabbed a bump the wrong way. Car got really tight. That opens the door. Here comes Evan C. up to the back bumper, pushing his teammate down into turn 2.
Yeah, and that's it right there, right? And the nose just got tight, and he's got to back off of it. Clean air is going to be king, but if he doesn't keep his nose lower, it's just going to get tight every time.
I'll tell you one thing there. Evan was a real team player in that situation. He absolutely could have gotten down to the inside of PB Henry there and tried to stage a pass. He had the run. He had a huge surge of momentum. Could have taken it to the bottom out of turn 1, but opted to stay in line there and just help his buddy out, get back into turn 2 and get another chance at it here.
We're going to try this again. So if you're going down into 1, right? You see that? You see the dark spots right there on the bottom. They're going to roll up and all grab the wall. Now, as we go down, you're going to see right... Oh, as the car gets
there we
loose,
go.
But I can't draw this damn thing. It's like right there, right? Those yellow lines. That's super bumpy down there. Listen, you can draw your burger all you want. It's a lot harder than it looks.
That was beautiful right there, man.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. But it's super bumpy down there. It's going to throw the car. As you see, Maverick Davis gets a really good run here, but he's not going to have the momentum. But the draft is going to pull him closer. So now these 3 cars are going to try to break even further.
I think I want to highlight too how frustrating it can be here at Pocono. You know, say you're sitting, in. I'll take a look here. Say you're sitting in a Louis Bezerra's position right now. You're sitting back there in 12th place. You see the leader starting to run away. You're all over the car in front of you, Tyler Hunter, and it just doesn't feel like any move you make, you're going to have an opportunity to pass, because he's going to grab. You see it's right here. He's going to grab the draft off the back of Pasalacqua. He's going to pull him down the straightaway. You see how close Becerra came to clearing there. Not going to be able to, though, because that slipstream going to pull the 48 machine ahead of him. Just how frustrating is it to be in that position and, know that the longer you stay there in that dirty air, you're boiling the tires off, but there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do. You try to generate runs here. If I'm him, I want to run the top. I want to get his clean air and try to get a little beside him. He's going to run lower. You have to make the runs work just like that. You have to be able to generate a run here. Now watch this car off the corner. Look how much pace he's about to get. It's fine. It's fine. You'll see him in line.
There's momentum there. Not going to find anything with it, though, as we look a little bit closer to the front of the pack right now. Evan C. all over the back bumper here, the 95 machine. PB Henry. CFM teammates. It looks like CFM's really found something here in the last handful of weeks, as those cars have just been running closer and closer to the front, especially here at these super speedways. It feels like they've figured out something here at this 2-mile package.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really see them in official, so if they're building for this kind of track state, then good on them, because their car's showing really strong right now. But I kind of like the Conti cars right now. They're all just laying back, but Maverick Davis is getting this really good run off of 4, and it's making Evan really vulnerable going into 1.
Yeah, Maverick Davis only a couple starts in the series this season. Been putting together some pretty good runs here, though, in that Team Conti powered Chevrolet. Right behind him, about the same thing. Zach Millett, been in here, I think, all year long, putting together some really good runs, too, as well. These two running 3rd and 4th right now. Right behind them, got, the usual suspect, Patrick Gitter, just sitting back there in P5. Got a good feeling that Patrick Gitter is just doing what Patrick Gitter does best, trying to keep those tires alive as long as possible. I don't think that gap that he has with these cars in front of him is well, due to any struggles with the platform beneath him. I feel like old Gitter's
No,
going to open up a tire save run here.
and I can tell you right now, he's happy I'm not on the track with him because we had a really good race here last year, and this is a track that aggressiveness pays off, but so does saving your tires, right? So it's kind of a 2-for-1, because if you know how to do both, you're going to be extremely hard to pass, right? And Gitter can do both, and so can that 83 car behind him.
Yeah, you talking about Patrick Gitter sitting there in 5th place as a self-proclaimed father. Adam Benefield is sitting back there in P6. And you think of guys that are really good at saving tires. I think of Gitter, I think of Benefield, and I certainly think of Brandon Pasalacqua when it comes to just long-run pace here in this league. Another one, too.
Wheel. Look, he just barely, he's got the exact mark where that's the limit of where it's turning. He's not going to go past it. He's just going to roll back into it, let it go, and just use the draft.
Big trouble there. Tim Wortman Jr. almost gets sideways in front of the machine of Kevin Ruff. Now here comes Paul Hill to the bottom of the 14 to try and make him pass. Down here into turn one. No turns 1 and 2 here. What am I talking about?
Yeah, but look at the stack up. He's not going to go anywhere.
Oh, and big wiggle again there for Wortman. Really struggling with the back end here. And Kevin tried to take it 3 wide there, but Paul Hill slides up the hill and not going to have an opportunity at it. But now Paul's going to struggle here as you see that outside line draft train starting to pull the 14 away.
Got to send it. He can't. He's going to get tight. Yep, that's the lift. Now Gallimore has a run on him. What does he do here? Does he ride with him, or does he go for it?
And I'll say one thing too. This is the battle for 21st. And Paul Hill, if that was anybody else down the inside of that 14 machine of Kevin Ruff, had an opportunity to make the pass, regardless of the car getting tight or not, anybody else would have sent it. Paul Hill cracked the throttle there, let them both live to fight another day. A lot of respect here, even in the further half of the pack, this stage in the game, because everybody's so desperate when we come to Pocono.
I'm looking at one car who's up 13 spots from where he started, and that's a 19 car of Justin Levine. He's in 15th right now. He's kind of moving, and he's being really particular about the spots he's choosing to pass. He's very good here, too.
Oh, yeah, we talk about guys that are good at the 2-mile tracks, and we saw it last week with Justin Levine at Michigan, but, he's not a one-trick pony when it comes to these things. Always good when we come to the super speedways, whether it's, here at Pocono, Michigan. A lot of domination from him at Michigan throughout the years. The other one, too, you're going to keep him circled for is Indianapolis, because remember him beating somebody extra good last year. But around goes Paul Hill in the front straightaway.
Save it. Don't hit anything. That's a crack. Yep, that's a fender crack. Might be wheel damage.
He was still battling with the 14 machine of Kevin Ruff there.
See here, just wash.
Just gets high.
Not
I think
clear.
he thought he was going to be clear.
Yep.
I think he thought he had him just about cleared there. And, that desperation that I talk about when it comes to making passes here at Pocono, it just got the better of him. Uncharacteristic mistake from Paul Hill here this season, too, because there's a reason he's up at the top of the points board right now, and that's because you don't really see moves like this from him.
Well,
did he get a little loose there, maybe?
I don't know if he tried to clear or not. I think it just kind of like, I have to go see, because from the mirror view there, he wasn't cleared. So I don't see him clearing himself, but I mean, mistakes happen.
You see the back end kind of skip a little bit there.
It might. Yeah, it might.
Because he grabbed a lot of curbing, and it would make sense it would upset the car. Probably just trying to maybe chase up towards the wall without looping it.
I noticed that too. He did grab a lot of curbing. He might have grabbed one of those divots, because, I mean, it turned the car, but he was hanging onto the rear end of it.
Yeah, I know everybody at home, too, is probably sitting there saying, they're like, well, the curb's going to make the car loose. Why are you doing it? Well, for...
to make the car loose.
Well, also, I mean, since the sim opened in 2008, every car that we ran here, you reached down there and you grabbed as much of that curbing as you possibly could, because you could just send it down there and the car wouldn't come around.
You hang on for dear life. Yeah, you stab the brake, and if you get the curb and it turns, then you hit the gas and it goes. You're hanging on for exit, but if you get it to stick, you'll pass cars.
And now this next gen car, the one thing this car hates is its bumps. That's the reason we had to pave over Iowa. That's the reason we had to pave a patch at Darlington. This car, you cannot take it over bumps. That's why anytime we cover a race from Chicagoland, which is going to be really fun in a couple weeks, all you ever see is cars spinning. Any broadcast we've ever had at Chicagoland here in Grid Vision, or any other channel that I've had the opportunity to cover for, doesn't matter how good the drivers are. You go to Chicagoland, they hit the bumps, they're sideways. And, we only come to Pocono one time a year now. Maybe a second time during the off season. Most people don't even show up for that because it's the off season. You come to Pocono one time a year. You have years and years and years of, okay, I need to make a pass here in turn 3. I'm going to chase it all the way down there to just about the grass and send it up. Those habits are hard to break, especially when you're not getting the reps. I mean, the past 2 years that we've come here to Pocono, it's been on week 13, so these guys don't even get an opportunity to run a cup race here unless it's an NIS. And you and I both know how much green flag time you get in NIS these days at Pocono.
Yeah, and this is my favorite track, right? It's one of them. It's probably top 5 for me. I ran ARCA here last week because it's just a fun combo, right? Any car with this track is just fun, especially if you do know how to pass. And there's guys here that do have that knowledge and do have that skill set, and you're going to see it as the night goes on. But you were talking about bumps. I don't know if OB has released yet or not. They're going to Coronado, but you're going to see some cars go flying next week.
Oh yeah,
if they go.
Coronado really feels like NASCAR's equivalent to Sebring.
So, I
was watching laps, and I was just thinking, the concrete section of Sebring where you're just bouncing the entire time through there, and it looks kind of reminiscent to me. I'm kind of excited.
I got called out because they asked me how the roads were there, and I was like, well, they were smooth, right? But we also had a speed limit when I was there. It was 35 mile an hour on base. We're doing 130 in some parts. It's not going to be smooth at 130. No. It's just not. So
nothing's smooth at
looking
130.
forward to that, and it's gonna test some of the best. Like Paul Hill is gonna be an interesting ride because that is a road course unlike anything I've ever seen before.
Excited to see what everybody's gonna be bringing to the table next week. Excited to see a new track on the circuit, and I enjoyed to an extent the Chicago street course, right? Like it was not my favorite from a driving element, but I'm really excited for Coronado Bay because it's nice to see NASCAR do the whole street course experiment and go somewhere where they're actually wanted. Because you remember all the leverage against the Chicago street course there in 2022 and what have you, and it's going to be really nice to see them go to a track where everybody is excited to have them there. Everybody's excited to see it, and honestly, I think it's great too to see NASCAR giving back to our troops who have given us so much throughout generations of this country's existence. So I think it's a perfect way to celebrate 250 years of America.
Yeah, and I can personally say I never, when I was on that base, I never thought this would be a great NASCAR track. So the fact that they figured out a layout and the layout that works is just insane to me. And it's going to be a really interesting race to watch in iRacing at the Coke Series level, NIS, all that stuff, as well as in real life. I think you're going to see an SVG walk. Just that fits his MO to a T, right? So I think you're going to see that happen, but it's just going to be interesting. Like, I think SVG is going to be really good at this track because it's got kind of road course braking. Yeah,
absolutely. It's everything he's used to, man. I mean, remember when he came to Chicago with absolutely no laps under his belt, went out there and dominated. So it's going to be an SVG week, but maybe if Connor Zilic doesn't step on it this time, might have something for the Giz. But another thing I want to mention too, we complain all the time about changes NASCAR makes and stuff like that. I will say one thing about the current NASCAR leadership that we've had these past handful of years, whether it was Jim France up the top or the way things are lined up right now. I love the fact that we look at something new, and at the same time we go back and revisit the past as we see the cars roll up here into the BK Designs restart zone, ready to go back to green flag racing. Flag is out. We are back underway. Maverick Davis with a great launch through the gears here, going to clear the top lane down into one.
Yeah, look at PB. He's getting out there. He's like, side draft you or not, Evan say, and you're going to be real careful here. And Evan's just going to rip the top, and PB's going to have nothing. He can't do anything about it unless Evan lifts, which I don't see that happening. Yep.
Oh, Evan said I took care of you there on that last stint. It's my turn up here at the front, buddy.
Benefield needs to get in line. Yep, he knows he's clear now. Ooh,
Close,
tight,
almost
tight,
contact
tight,
there between the
tight.
two CFM machines.
And Millet, yep. And now Benefield's going to push. Hopefully that didn't give Adam nose damage. That was a big hit on the nose.
Looks like Adam's okay from what I'm seeing up here in the booth. No damage to the front of the 83 machine. And look at this. Keegan Sabila starting to work up in the mix. Up to 8th. All over the back bumper of Adam Benefield here.
Yeah, but watch Millet just drop here. Look at this line. It's insane how fast things happen here in the draft. Like, Adam's going to probably look low here, right? But PB's going to run that middle seam, and Adam's going to have nothing for him. It's just he's going to have to tuck back in. He has to get to the right rear or make an absolute slider that is going to stick or it's not going to stick. You have to choose.
So one thing we got to mention, too, is this is a highly temperature-sensitive racetrack. As you and I both know through personal experience throughout the years, probably one of the worst on the surface when it really comes to it because of how much time you're spending in the corners and how variable the corners are between the 3 different layouts. We saw last week at Michigan, there were wholesale changes in weather throughout the race. Race started out with the 120-degree track temp. We got one car around on the front straightaway, heavy contact with the outside wall spinning down. Couple going around with him. That's a 3 machine of Luke Christian that got turned around.
I believe the 14 car is involved as well. I just have a guess. I have a hunch.
Looking at it right now, and from what I saw out of the corner of my eye, it looked like Carbon Ruff got clipped again here. See Luke Christian working the middle lane. There's Justin Levine down on the bottom. Come out of turn 3 and 3 car just slides right up the hill and nowhere for Kevin to go again. Man,
situation.
Yeah, I was.
My 2. That was my 2.
I was trying to resist it, man. I was trying to avoid it.
I couldn't.
I feel bad for Kevin because he's now been caught in 2 wrecks. There's nothing he was doing wrong. He was just on the outside lane, trying to make the most out of his position and
got pinched.
Yeah.
And that's one of the hard parts, right? If you saw there, they all kept speed. No one pulled really ahead there. They all side drafted each other, and there was no advantage.
I do have to say to Kevin's credit here, though, complete gentleman after the wreck there, because I don't know many people that wouldn't just kept their foot in it while Lou was spinning across the nose there. And he goes down. Once he gets the car kind of halfway hobbled off of the 3 machine, he just locks up the brakes so nobody will hit him. That could have been a lot worse if he just kept his foot to the floor. Right on board with Kevin Ruff here, working the top line, gets stuffed up into the fence, and Lou Christian jump scare here on the front stretch.
We got some people going on pit road. I don't think this is a bad call. I don't know if you take tires. I would just take fuel.
Oh, one car sideways into the pit box. Didn't get to see who that was. Looked like a plain white car, but a heavy hit there.
Cooked on that car.
It's a 10 machine. You know, that is the tricky thing about you talk about the platform every week. It's hard to get into the pit box without wrecking these things anymore, it feels like.
And I'm kind of curious. When we talk to the top 3 here, I'm gonna ask them about pit road because the new pit limiter deal, it's interesting, and I'm kind of curious to see like what you can go over. And you see him here, he's avoiding it. Did he just get hit?
No. He wrecked.
Did he have damage before that?
No. He wrecked getting in.
Oh, he wrecked going into pit road. That's how he got nose damage.
Into it. No, literally into his box. Like not even going into pit road. He spun out and going into his box. He was he tried to kiss the pit crew there, is what it looked like. That wasn't the
Fix
only
the
car
fix it.
backwards on pit road I saw either. There was another car that was backwards in the box.
Well, and your brakes mean everything, right? You might have your brakes forward to make these corners, but if your brakes are forward going to your pit box, you're gonna turn left going into your pit box. Like it's just gonna snap.
We're going to get a look at what happened here. Maybe not.
Oh, that's when he got it fixed. Put it in reverse, Terry. Yep, there's the nose.
It's crazy how fast he's
Oh
driving
wow.
backwards down pit road. And
Okay,
see what
right
happened here.
here.
Okay, so he was the one that was spun around backwards in the
Be
box.
shallow. Hit the brakes hard. That's what I feel like it is.
Thing I can think of.
On the brake.
Oh,
he got
he had a little
hit.
help. Keith Long was coming to his box, which was right
But
behind.
he has no damage right there, right?
Yeah, he's
So
going
what
to go try to
happened?
do the 360 here. And
Oh,
yep, he was trying to get to brake traction. Unfortunately, the only thing that broke was the front clip. Probably a replay that he didn't want us to have keyed up there. It's one of those moments that you run one of these races that happens. You're like, I hope nobody saw that. Unfortunately, with our Hawkeyes up here in the booth, the whole world gets to see it. That'll be a question for you in a little bit, Roger. I'll pull that up for you in a handful of laps. But I want you to think about it. What's the most embarrassed you have ever been on iRacing? Because I got a couple.
Oh, well, we go green. I'll tell you. I already know, 100%.
Yeah, I got one. It ended up with me getting removed from SOF races for a team for a little bit.
I have 2 then.
Yeah, we'll wait till they single file out a little bit, then we'll get on it. There we go. See that racing pace car getting ready to make the descent down back into the BK Designs restart zone. It's Evan C with the 95 machine up top. PB Henry, good launch for Evan C. Going to clear up in front of his CFM teammate here at the start-finish line. Side by side behind for second. Benefield needs to get on that quarter panel. What are you doing, Adam?
Not going to. Does he clear Wiles? IDE needs to move up now. He's not going to. Is he going to get let in? He is. Millet's going to force his way in. Millet might get spun here. No, he's good. Ooh, him and Becerra were really close to each other. That was almost really bad.
You know, that was real nice of Rainer to let that old man in line there.
You know what came out this week? By the way, you said old man. It reminded me. Push the light line.
Oh yeah,
it did.
Oh, there you go.
I know. I'm excited.
Yeah, you're gonna be trashed tomorrow night for NIS. I already know it.
I'm not racing tomorrow night.
Oh, there you go. Oh, and another one around.
Same spot. Same spot.
Turn 3.
Oh, do we not know we're 3?
23. That's John Bender.
Hate to see it.
I mean, that's what you see here at Pocono, man. Everybody gets so aggressive here on these first, 2 to 3 laps of a restart before the cars start to cycle out. Then end up with this. Oh, he just slides right up into the 10. "26 laps on the board here. We're going to step back and take a quick word from a couple of our sponsors. Be sure to stick around because we'll be bringing you more of the racing action here on the grid.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And welcome back to the B Builders Cup Series live from virtual Pocono. 28 laps on the board, handful of cautions here. Evan C up at the top of the board with PB Henry still holding on to second. Still been looking pretty racy here this afternoon, but been a bit of a cluster here these last handful of laps. Just a couple of incidents coming out of turn 3, and it's kind of what you run into here at Pocono, Roger.
Yeah, and you asked me earlier, what's the most embarrassing moment I had on the track? We have another lap to go here, so I'll say it. I got two. I'll give my one. That's probably the most embarrassing thing I had. I was warming up my tires at Kansas, probably 2 years ago, and I was on the outside line, and we were saving fuel under caution, and you already know where this is going. I went right, and I blipped the clutch, and I spun out, and I wrecked about 4 cars under caution.
I've done that.
Trying to clean off my tires. And I never felt more like get me out of this race, Alta F4. Like, I just stepped on it really hard, and it was pretty bad. It was not good.
Well, my worst was 2018 when I'd just gotten recruited to Nexus's development program over at Pinnacle Racing. We were at Iowa, and I'd been struggling all week to find speed, so I was kind of being a little more aggressive. Figured out because it's for ran there. You know as well as I do that turn 3 at Iowa, if you're going on the bottom, it gets really loose on the old layout with the bumps and everything. Well, our teammate Jordan Westfall was dominating the points to be open, and it was close between him, Casey LaJoy, Devin Hall, and Cody Knapmiller. Well, we get into 3 and 4, and I was ahead of him because Jordan didn't qualify all that well. It's again SOF race, late half of the season. Get down there, car snaps. I wreck both of my Pinnacle Racing Group teammates that are battling for the championship. Like 15 laps into the race, so yeah. that was a tail between my legs kind of moment. As we see the pace car getting ready to dive down pit road here. Back to the BK Designs restart zone, ready to get things kicked up. Hopefully no embarrassing moments here throughout the field for the rest of the night. Evan C gets a good launch here, going to come up in front of PB Henry.
Holy run, man. These guys are trying to time the runs, and it's gonna hurt them eventually because they're giving so much space to each other here that it's gonna cause some front damage. It's Tyler Hunter up to 5th, ripping the top.
Oh, down to the bottom. Bryce Rayner almost grabs a little more than he bargained for on the quarter panel. The 95 of PB Henry slipped the hill there. Almost got him a little offset there. Tyler Hunter now working the outside here into the tunnel turn. Brave move. Go see if it pays off.
Does it stick?
Like it will. It sticks. The 48 machine finds some great pace on that outside line through turn 2.
Yep, and Millett lifts here because he knew he's going to run the outside, try to get the run. He's going to go a little bit wider here and get the run. He's got the 12 car, kind of doing the same thing. And Patrick Gitter in no man's land, he's just trying to get through, make it through. As Adam went over the mic before we went green and said, "Old man, don't wreck my shit."
You see Louis Bizzaro working his way through the field a little bit further back right now with a little bit of help from Patrick Gitter up to P6 for the 12 machine. As you see Patrick Gitter now diving all the way down to the stripe here through 1. Going to get a great launch, a great slide job there from Patrick Gitter to take over the spot. But now here's the problem. Louis Bizzaro gets a great run down the backstretch. Going to be side by side into 2.
Yeah, but this is a learning experience for Becerra.
Oh,
I would have lifted
Gatorade
there.
taking a
Yeah,
chance.
yeah,
He
I
just-
would have lifted there because that's the thing, right? I would have pushed Gitter forward and just kind of stayed with him in the draft. Side drafting him is not going to help you. It's actually going to pull more cars with you.
Gitter was not taking a chance to sent that thing all the way down to turn 2.
I completely agree. We did not want that.
Also, something over the radio there between Paul Hill and Keegan Sabilo. Oh, they had a dicey moment out of turn 3, actually.
Kind of
That's
working
right last
together now,
time,
though.
and guess who was in the middle of it that time as well?
The 23 car.
No, it was Cabin Ruff.
Oh, the
They were-
14 car. Yeah.
They're off center 3 wide.
Oh,
coming out
there,
turn
yep.
3.
Yep. You got Levine and Benefield working their way through. Oh, these two are going to be fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely. Two
Roll
entirely
the
different
bottom.
style of driver as well.
3 wide. Oh, no. He didn't lose any drive off. That's insane with how wicked sideways that car was.
See Benefield now diving down to the bottom here.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he's
up to
gonna
the
keep-
top. I was pulled back a little bit there. Sorry about that, guys. See the 37 machine, Kevin Zosiak sliding up the hill here. Underneath, going to be 3 wide now between Benefield, Levine, and Zosiak. Here comes Benefield up to the back of the 3 machine. Luke Christian now dives to the bottom here on the backstretch.
Boy. 3 wide in the tunnel. Oh, boy. Oh, Levine backed out. Words I never thought I'd say.
I've never... What?
That's-
Can we get a in-car interview
Can
from
we-
Levine?
Can we get
You
a
sure that's
sound
him?
clip of that? Like that, that's once in a lifetime. Y'all clip everything else I say.
No, we clip the dodgy things you say, which is pretty often, actually.
I know.
Front of the pack, battle for second, heating up here. And you see the machine of Bryce Rayner down to the inside, trying to make moves. Best PB Henry. PB Henry got a great launch down the back straightaway. They'll put himself ahead here now, up to the back bumper of the 333 of Evan C. PB's doing a really good job maintaining rotation through the tunnel turn, by the way, with the dirty air on his nose. It's kind of impressive. It's so hard to make it stick. You get the car to
I
come
think
around through there.
Look how much wheel he's using though in 3. He's using a lot more wheel than what we saw earlier, and he's counter steering. It's a little bit free. If we could keep this on board and kind of watch here, I want to see what he's doing in the tunnel because I know he's backing off of it to keep some clean air on it, but I'm curious to see if he's going to take the run.
Up to the top here through turn 1. A lot of wheel in it.
How much wheel? He's gonna be tight loose with that much wheel.
Well, I'm wondering too, though. Open setup. Could he just be running a wider, more open steering box here?
Even if you are, that's a lot. And you see him there, he kind of backed off because he knew how tight it was going to be, and he's going to get a kind of a run here, and he's going to do it all over again. And they're pulling away doing this.
If I was having to use that much wheel here at Pocono, man, I'd be screaming every lap.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Because I always like to, all my sets that I've ran throughout the years that have been successful, that I've built, I always kind of make the car so I have to use as low wheel as possible so I can just, kind of manage everything off the right rear tire. And having to put that much wheel in it, man, it always feels to me when I have a car set up like that. I mean, it's fast right now. I'm not taking anything away from them because these two are hauling up here at the front. Anytime I have to put that much wheel in it, I just feel like I'm playing NASCAR Heat.
Like, if we could go on board with Gitter, DeCiani, like one of the other guys, and see what their wheel is, because I guarantee you Patrick is probably going to 10 o'clock only. DeCiani as well. Let's see here.
Yeah, hardly anything there compared.
Ooh. Oh,
A little bit more in center, yeah.
That's a little bit in center. Are they struggling with a little bit of a tight entry?
Let's see what the Conti guys are running. Get on board with old Bryce Rayner, maybe.
No, that corner kind of told me enough. Yeah, he's going to do the same
Yeah,
thing here.
'cause
It's the same center.
It was that much in 3.
Yep.
On board with Bryce Rayner here as he works on a long pong straightaway, and get a nice little weight here coming into the tunnel. I forgot how to speak English there.
Grabs the paint, kind of a little counter steer. No, that's what you want to do. That's exactly what the car is going to feel like if it's fast.
He's going way more shallow here in a turn 3 too.
Way more shallow and at about
Not as
the 10 o'clock with a little bit of slide in the rear, but he didn't really lose that much drive off. Curious to see what happens here in 1. Yeah, he's not using as much wheel, but he was shallower. So I don't know. We'll have to see how this progresses. Track's at 100 degrees. They were qualifying at 109, so it's really not that big of a swing. But again, Pocono is so temperamental. It's insane.
you got all kinds of variables being thrown down here too. You know, the LB Builders Cup Series running a little bit quicker of a time sequence than what official would. Pretty sure it's 2 times.
I think it's 2 times. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 times the standard. As Benefield went for a ride out of turn 1. Incredible.
Get out of the
save from
bumps. Get out.
87
Look at
Chevrolet.
that. That's what we were talking about. You see how the rear end just picked up? Like, it is so bumpy down there.
Yeah, he's down there running the Ryan Blaney line from 2017.
How shallow that entry was.
Sure, you remember that one there, Roger?
I do. Oh, we can't clear. Oh. Glitch in the matrix as we're going back and watching this replay. It looks like we took the blue pill.
Isbaro, we have a little technical difficulty here or there, but yeah, Benefield, I thought he was going around there a couple laps ago as we see him going at it right now. Randy Mullins right behind him.
Randy Mullins grabbed that apron. He is lucky that car did not go around because it was loose.
There's very few corners that sketch me out on this sim as much as turn 2 at Pocono.
Tunnel turn is unlike anything else. I kind of like this though. I don't know if you've kind of caught on to this or not, but they're kind of tandem drafting the pole.
They're playing it smart up here at the front. I just worry though for PB Henry's sake. You know, he's staying locked
close.
in behind Evan here, and I'm just wondering if maybe Evan's just so to speak dangling the proverbial carrot here, trying to keep him pulled up to the back bumper, and then
He's
Evan,
tight.
yeah, there it is right there. See the 95 machine gets tight in the wake.
Tyler Hunter taking advantage. He said, all right. Oh, Data Wild's going to go hard on his door, though. Hunter's not going to be able to clear.
Keep him pinched down up to the quarter panel here. Now out of turn 3. Here comes the 22 machine of Bryce Rayner with the pull down the front stretch. So he gets in front of the 48 machine of Tyler Hunter. And how about Tyler Hunter, too? Somebody that hasn't made a whole lot of starts here in the LB Builders Cup Series, running great here since he first clicked into the sessions a couple weeks ago. That 48 EPI Toyota Camry. A lot of pace and a lot of talent behind the wheel. Also, best dressed. I bet he's wearing that right now behind the wheel at the rig. Look at the bow tie. I bet you don't even own a bow tie, Roger. Aside from one that's branded with Budweiser.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, nope. And he is a fellow vet, so a lot of fun talking with him the last few weeks. We've got to race each other a few times, and he's extremely fast, with a lot of speed, and I'm looking forward to kind of seeing this here because he's one of those guys that can sneak out a win. He just kind of has that pace.
Absolutely. Runs well every time we get the chance to cover him up here in the Grid Vision booth. See about for second place, starting to heat up again. Here comes the 22 machine of Bryce Rayner back down to the bottom here into turn 1, trying to get past PB Henry. Great launch through 1. He's going to be able to clear just barely. Shuts the door in PB Henry's face. Now down the Long Pond straightaway into the tunnel turn. Does PB try to send it back to the bottom?
That's it's even sketchier behind him. Tyler Hunter had to back off because he about turned PB there, which allows Gitter to get beside Millet. but they're all kind of having to back off because everyone's getting tight. They all rode too close together.
Down to the bottom here comes the 21 machine, Patrick Gitter trying to get past Tyler Hunter. Hunter, a little bit of a wiggle there. A little bit of air being pulled off the spoiler. Was about dirt tracking it through turn 3. Not going to hold him up too much, though. Using the draft from PB Henry to pull ahead here across the start-finish line. Tyler Hunter going to be able to hold on to P4 for now. He's got one car around up into the fence. Further in the back is the 26 machine of Paul Hill.
Slow.
Get a look at what happened here.
Black flag for the 14.
Kevin Ruff gets a penalty off that. You see Paul Hill sends it down to the bottom into turn 3. Kevin up to the quarter panel. Paul gets up into the quarter of the 8 machine. Oh man, there's a lot going on here.
So Kenny Powell clears, okay. Dean was there as well. I thought Gitter had nose damage, so I was checking that out. Because it looked from the camera I was using, he looked like that front was pushed in, but that is not
I'm not sure
the
what happened
case.
because I saw a whole bunch of tire smoke off Paul Hill there. So take a look.
He was slow. He was slow, so I don't really know.
Better replay there. Okay, here we go. And yeah, Kevin Ruff having to come down pit road and serve a penalty there for what you're about to see here on the screen. Or not. I think this is him coming down to serve the penalty. I can't go back and find it there for you, Darby.
Yeah, as we see here,
It was
Gitter ripping the fence, makes Tyler Hunter extremely loose. Hunter's going to lose a few spots here because of that. He was trying to pass PB, and it just got him really tight. PB was playing blocker, and Gitter just saw that and took advantage and ripped the top side and got past him.
lap 42 out of turn 3 is what happened there, or where it happened.
Ooh. We might see some nose damage starting here, fellas. They're getting so tight off the tunnel, they're having to lift, and people are giving them pushes, and it's pushing the front end of their cars in.
I can't think of a place it's worse to have nose damage in here at Pocono, because not only do you have the long straightaways to contend with and try to survive, but also having that downforce pulled off the nose on a car.
Ooh, holy, what a save by PB, and Gitter, good job trying to keep it off his door. He just got super tight there. PB's going backwards, guys. As he's playing defensive, though.
But almost around goes the 31 machine of Millett underneath PB Henry. Now Zach Millett going to lose a whole bunch of spots here. Going to fall all the way back behind Daniel Wiles if he's not careful. Wiles working the outside here through turn 3 up in the wake of the 48 machine of Tyler Hunter. And Zach Millett's going to fall from 5th place down to, I do believe, 7th here, maybe 8th.
Yeah, PB's being really defensive here, though. He needs to watch out because they're going to not be nice with the air if he keeps playing these games. He is going backwards. He's slower than them. He's going to start getting air, getting packed on him. Like, you just have to kind of, you got to give up some spots here, bud.
PB Henry giving up spots?
Either that or he gets wrecked.
He never. If there's four wheels and an engine working on that 95 machine, PB Henry's gonna be trying to get the most out of it every lap. I can promise you that.
I agree, but if you put someone in enough bad spots, you're gonna be put in a bad spot yourself.
Yeah,
and that's coming from me. That's coming. Because everyone saw what I did at Michigan last week. Interesting choice there. Millett decided to not push Daniel Wiles, and he's going to try to clear him on the top side. Kind of even. Millet's going to get the run here, but he's going to get loose. Yeah. Wiles has done a really good job staying on the bottom and saving his tires because that was impressive. He lost really no time compared to the top there.
Daniel Wiles put together a really good run here this evening, too. Sitting in the 7th spot right now. 17 Machine look like it's got a lot of pace here. He's right behind Zach Millett. Remember Millett lost a couple spots there, running side by side with PB Henry. And it's a nightmare when you lose a couple spots here at Pocono because it just feels like you'll never get them back. One thing I want to ask you about, Roger, what is the viability? You know, we're getting ready for those pit stops to come in. What's the viability on altering tire strategy here? Is 2-tire fire something that's in play this week?
I don't really know. I'd have to see what the left sides were on their last stop. If you're above 80, then I'm going to say yes. But you also have to look at your temps because you're going to offset yourself, right? But you don't want to make yourself too loose that you have no drive off. You can have all the turn in the world, but if you don't have any drive off, then you're just it's not going to be worth it. So I don't really know. People who might be good on it, like I'm seeing these people slowly work through the field. I believe Nicholas Isaacs is up to 10th right now, and he's just kind of working his way on the bottom slowly but surely, making these passes, pushing DeCiani up to this group here. I think these two might be able to take 2 and be okay because they're not overusing the tires, but these 4, this PB Henry, Millett, Hunter, Wiles, I don't think so.
Definitely starting to get aggressive here as we see PB Henry holding these cars at bay right now. A bit of a log jam here from 4th on back. How aggressive, if you're Zach Millett, how aggressive are you about to get? Oh, PB gets loose there. He gets air packed to the spoiler right as you said
and
it.
He packs all the air to all those guys behind him. Tyler Hunter, wheel damage. That car does not, well, it didn't look good.
Heavy blow to the outside wall there for Tyler Hunter. It was such a good run there. I'm going to take a peek on board here and see where the wheel is positioned. It's knocked offset here. Wheel push a little bit to the left now.
And look at this run by Millett trying to pass PPB. He got a really good run here. He's got to clear him. He knows it's time. Yeah, PB's just getting tight, and he's throwing the air, and it made that whole line of cars behind him all hit the wall, and they are trying to avoid that.
Maverick Davis now the next one to try and line up to bat here to make the pass.
Hold on real quick. We're going to get a replay here
with Tyler Hunter. Gets in. Zach Millett comes across the nose there. Throws a little bit of dirty air. Millett gets really loose.
Yeah. Hunter's going to get a good run here. He's going to get the draft. He's going to clear. And they all just going to follow him in. And PB just going to go a little bit lower. Yep.
That was
and
a
it's gonna
great
throw
clear. It stinks and Hunter got the fence there, but that was a great move that he pulled on the 17 of Wiles there. Just barely could fit a credit card between those two cars, and you have the confidence and the self-awareness about where the rear bumper of the car was positioned to come down across the nose like that. That was a pretty ballsy move.
If we can go back here and go back into turn 1 on PB Henry and Wiles, Henry is so tight. He has to back his corner up about 200 feet before everybody else, and he about caused Wiles to have his nose up the rear end of his car and destroyed both of them because he's lifting so early. He has no turn left in this car.
Just hanging on right now to the next pit stop. And as much as he's struggling with this thing right now, I don't know if there's an adjustment you can make on pit road that'll really bring that car back into play here, especially with the track conditions changing. I mean, you said we were looking at, 108 when they were qualifying?
Yeah.
Currently, the track temp is sitting at 99 degrees, and it is slowly starting to fall here as the sun starts to set here at Pocono.
And yeah, PB tried to block Wiles there, and Wiles said no and packed air and got him loose and passed him. PB's being defensive, but that's what's going to harm him at the end of the day.
Pass for the lead. We missed there as we see what happened here on the replay. Evan C, a little bit of a struggle out of turn 2 there. A couple cars on the fence behind him. Much contact with Tyler Hunter had.
Must have got a really good run off the corner. That's why. Yeah, look, Evans playing the game. He's getting off the wall. That's what you have to do here. I wonder if he just gets a really good run on the top. Two times speed. There we go. All right, that he gained there. Gained a lot of time there. Just gets a good run. Does everything he needs to do. Yeah, we apologize for the timing on the replays, folks. We're gonna get everything sorted out here. But you know, lap 54, we got pit stops coming up probably shortly. I'd say lap 23. It looks like some of these guys have pit last. Let me go back and figure it out. Lap 28, 27.
Also, there was
lap 27, 20.
There was a huge move pulled there about a half a lap ago. Maverick Davis absolutely sent it into turn 3 down underneath the 31 machine of Millet. Was able to just slide up across the nose and clear him. Maverick Davis starting to make some big moves here as we start to work into the later stages here tonight.
Patrick Gitter just made the pass for second.
Yeah, looks like the CFM car is starting to come back a little bit right now, but one thing I'm noticing is the Fortis and the Conti-powered Chevrolet is looking pretty good up here at the front.
Yeah, and I think PB just cooked his fronts sitting behind Evans so close. You have to if you're going to be that close, you have to offset yourself. And it's something that we see all the time. And you just have to take care of the front of the car and just be a little bit more laid off. And I think the next run you'll see that, so we can save the car a little bit better.
Bryce Rayner starting to walk away with the lead here. 0.6 of a second separating him and the 21 machine of Patrick Gitter. But Gitter staying with him here lap time-wise. Last lap, it was a 7.65 for Bryce Rayner in the lead. Patrick Gitter ran a 53.701 across the stripe. This time it's a 6.47 from Gitter to a 6.84 from Bryce Rayner.
We ride on board with the Patrick Gitter because I'm kind of curious to see what he's all doing in there because, I mean, he is saving tire. But look, yeah, he's not using that wheel. He's using it, but he's not going past a certain point, right? Like he is extremely dedicated to that point, and he's just using his throttle and brake to get the rotation he needs. I'm curious though. He's shifting. He's going to 5th when he doesn't really need to. So I wonder if he's trying to extend his fuel game here. Yeah, I think he's just trying to get a little bit extra laps because I don't think. The draft is going to help you no matter what, right? But I think you can pull through. He is on the bumps.
He is killing the curves right now.
Wow.
That right there is not enough about how good that car is set up, too, because you only really roll over those when you're single file like this if you know that you have a car that you're confident with. I see Tyler Hunter moving out of pit road here. That's going to make things a little bit difficult for Bryce Rayner. Rayner now going to run the outside line here through turn 1. On the back straightaway, that's going to open up an opportunity here for the machine of Patrick Gitter. He was able to run the bottom line and make up a little bit of time there. But now he's going to contend with the 48 machine on fast tires. And it's really difficult here. Up into the fence for Patrick Gitter out of turn 2. Caught the dirty air of the 48 machine.
And it happens that quick.
That was a heavy blow.
PB Henry is falling back hard. Out of the top 10 now. DeCiani, Gallimore, Passalacqua, all there. All trying to clear that car.
I'll say one thing, too. Passalacqua was not at Michigan last week. Lost a whole bunch of points in this championship because of it. And currently sitting in second place in the points. And if there's one thing that Paul Hill wanted today was come out here, have a perfect day from Pocono, get up there at the front, get a good finish. Paul Hill caught up in 2 early incidents. Now just treading water right now after the last one that happened under green. No caution came out for it. And this is not the day that he was wanting if he wanted to really extend that points lead, because Paslock was running real well sitting here in 12th.
Maverick Davis just got extremely loose off of 3. He saved it. I don't know how, but he just kind of put himself in a bad air spot here going into 1. He's got to go high to avoid getting air griefed. He was absolutely just sideways off the corner.
I'm sorry, but that lap across the line put Brandon Passalacqua up into 10th. Was able to make 2 passes there last go around as he starts to set his sights on your 9th place runner, Paul Gallimore. Here we go, side by side. Maverick Davis down to the inside here of Evan C. Evan C. going to use that outside line, though, to his advantage. Going to get a little bit of momentum here down the back straightaway. Going to pull up ahead of the 15 machine.
And I know the 50, yeah, he's just going to rip it and try to just grab his door. He doesn't care how loose he is. He's going to.
Oh, he's just going to send it.
Oh, Evan's going to pit.
Evan. Yeah, Evan's coming down pit road here.
And the new pit road deal, you cannot speed. It is so temperamental now on going down pit road. I'm going to be curious to see how this all works.
He's going to bring friends with him, too. The 11 machine, Paul Gallimore, was running 9th there coming in.
You know what? What a great run for the one car of Nicholas Isaacs. He's up 10 spots. And he's had just a rough go at it, as you see him calling pits here. But he worked his way through the field. That place that's really hard to pass.
That's a really good run. You know, he's ran well most of the season. He's been caught up in a lot of people's messes and stuff that wasn't of his own doing. So good to see him get out here and get a fair shake here for Poconos. You see a large percentage of the field on pit road right now.
This is where strategies are going to split, because you have people who pit on lap 17, lap 20, lap 27, right? We had those 3 cautions kind of back to back, and it kind of split everybody up. I know Benefield came down every time, and I know Justin Levine came down every time, and they're going to stay out. They're going to stretch this the entire way, because if the caution falls right, they just gain track position galore.
Good pit sequence there for the 22 machine of Bryce Rayner. Came in lead of that pack, going to come out lead of that pack. Been a good run. I wouldn't say good run. It's been a tremendous run for the 22 machine here from Poconos. We see Patrick Gitter coming down pit road now. Maverick Davis going to stay out, retain the lead in the 15 Chevrolet. But Rayner's, one that we've talked about multiple times up here. It just feels like he's right on the edge of getting that big win here in the OB Builders Cup Series, and here he is tonight running great the EMR Event Park Chevrolet.
I'm kind of curious here, because I've seen people who can go longer on fuel and they're deciding to pit. So maybe they're thinking the draft is a lot stronger and they need it to stay out. Because Levine had 12 more laps than everybody else that he could have stayed out on. And he decided to come down pit road.
We did have the caution around, what was it, lap 22 was the last one?
Levine and Benefield were the last. They both pit on lap 28. Randy Mullins as well. They all were on that part.
Packet is the 15 machine of Maverick Davis. Keegan Sabilo opted to stay out here for a couple extra laps. That moves him into second. Luke Christian third, with John Bender fourth. Randy Mullins in fifth. Mixed bag as far as strategy goes currently. The rest of these guys getting ready to come down pit road here in the next couple of laps.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. Well, Maverick Davis just called out pits. Keegan's going down with them as well. Luke Christian's on the same sequence as them. I wonder if he's going to go down with them. 3 is pitting. They're all 3 of them on the same deal. I'm curious if they're trying to draft party.
They're so far apart. I don't think they can. I mean, it's, what was it, 8 seconds between Keegan and Maverick Davis? There's no way.
Yeah, but Luke Christian's closer, so they can work together.
True.
I'm wondering if these guys are trying to sequence themselves with another car.
I feel like it might just be a touch of survival mode for a lot of these guys at this point.
Could be. Could be. But if the 23 car does not pit this time, he will be the new leader. John Bender.
I feel like 5 bonus points in the bank here for John Bender after the rocky status of the first half of the race for him to be just what the doctor ordered. The 3 machine went for a ride earlier in the evening. Looks like he's going to get it here. Should definitely be a good help in the points. Team Birdie Racing Chevrolet. Randy Mullins, another one staying out on older stuff here. Adam Benefield up to 3rd right now through the strategy. Remember Adam Benefield trying to come back after the nasty slide that he had earlier in the race.
Yeah,
that's how it always goes, isn't it? You run great. It feels like the first half of the race. You keep getting cautions. Keep saving tires, keep getting cautions. Then you have one mistake, and it ends up being the longest green flag run of the night.
And, this is kind of his learning period, right? He doesn't really race officials anymore. He's only kind of doing league stuff. And he's got his big league race on Saturday night. And this is kind of where he goes and tests out what is going to work and what's not going to work. Because that's full length. So he's going to save tire, does what he does here, right? But everything that he learned in this race, he's going to take it on to the next one. Because there's about 12 cars in this league that run that other league as well.
See John Bender and Adam Benefield coming down pit road there for their 4 tires and fuel. Up at the front of the pack now, 54 machine Randy Mullins going to get a lap led before he comes down pit road.
He's one of those ones that pit on lap 28, so if he wants to, he can just stay out. And he's got a car in front of him that he can use his draft to pull along and just kind of stay out.
That's the number 10 CFM powered Toyota Camry of Michael Figliera.
I think Randy's pitting.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
54 machine. Down pit road here. That's going to leave the 71 machine of Keith Long on track. Keith Long going to come down as well. 71 coming in for 4 tires and fuel. So I think these guys might be at the edge of that limit, almost around Keith Long on the pit entrance. Good save there. Almost knocked down the commitment cone. That would have been a costly mistake there. Talking about the pit road issues that can present themselves this evening.
And here's the thing, right? These guys are spaced out enough now that unless you're riding nose to tail, you have clean air to make the corner. So now it's about who can make it to the end and who can save enough tire.
Up at the front of the pack right now, getting 5 bonus points for a lap led. That's going to be the 29 machine Mark Sanchez. Now with the proper font too, the Kevin Harvick number 29 on the door. Always looks good, especially with the silver and silver, black, and red background. But he's going to come down pit road and bring the G&G Chevrolet down for 4 tires and fuel as well. That's going to cycle Bryce Rayner back up to the front here for too long. Rayner comes across the line there with the lead this lap. And a pretty substantial lead right now over second place Zach Millett.
Yeah.
How about this drive from Bryce Rayner here tonight, man?
Listen, he's doing a really good job, right? But cue the Jaws music, because that 21 is going to save fuel and save tire to try to make it to the end. So you don't want to push too hard, which I don't think he is. I mean, last time by he was running a 53.7, so he's running slower than everybody else. He's got no draft, but they don't have any draft either. They're all spaced out enough. Gitter's kind of pushing a little bit to see if he can get Millet's draft to push him. So, all in all, yeah, I think you're going to see some people try to push really hard to get drafted. You're going to see some people like, we'll see.
Oh, with pit stops out of the way, field cycled back through. Bryce Rayner back up at the top of the board. 70 laps through. We're going to go take a quick word with some of our sponsors. We'll be back to bring you the rest of the racing action here on the grid.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And welcome back to the OB Builders Cup Series League at Pocono. As you see there, Patrick Gitter passed Zach Millett for second position, with Maverick Davis kind of falling close behind in fourth. They all kind of caught up back together here in this draft train, and they're all going to try to work together to catch this 22 of Rayner. But not really far behind that action, you have two more cars kind of working their way through here. It's gonna kind of depend on how this draft train works. As you see Maverick Davis making the move on Millett, Millett kind of just listen, let him go by. I think Millett's just trying to save his stuff here, trying to save fuel, because I think it's close to make it to the end.
Well, running a pretty smart race here. Currently hanging on to the second spot. Or sorry, falling back to fourth spot. Get my eyes right here, guys. Been a really good run though from the 31 machine. Sounds like he might be. Is that clutching? I heard in turn one there from him.
I believe it's close. I'm pretty sure if you ride on board with these guys,
Yes.
they're keeping it in fifth gear. Yeah, and they're going to clutch.
Yeah.
It's super close. So you're gonna see some master fuel saving from the pack here.
Well, you've got thousands of laps against a lot of these guys here throughout the years. When it comes to fuel saving, who is your who do you think's the most well equipped? You can't say Patrick Gitter,
I'll tell you, Dylan,
because we know Patrick
Pettis.
Gitter's a monster at this.
Pettis. So about when Pocono was here in the off season, right, and we ran it, it turned into a fuel race, and Pettis and I were fuel saving the same exact length, and he was about a second faster than me doing it, and still saving. We were saving the same amount of fuel, and it just super impressed me on his skill to do it.
Roger, I mean in the field tonight. Come on, buddy.
Well, you asked. I didn't know if you meant field.
I
or
meant
not.
in the field tonight.
Well, here's the thing. But a lot of these guys, Pascalacqua can do it. Levine can do it. Millet can do it. He's pretty good in all the cars. I'm looking at guys with experience. Not saying that some of these guys don't, but there's some people on the sim that have more experience than others. They run a lot of different cars. If they were on the sim before all the updates where I used to have the clutch in the truck in Xfinity car where we used to run 100% tape everywhere, then that kind of taught you how to do it, right? So you kind of got to look at those guys. Man, you're really going to throw me here.
Well, that's my job. I gotta leave you confused.
Can I give you 5? Because I can't pick between them.
Well, it doesn't matter because the caution is out.
Well,
There's a lot of disappointed drivers in the field after that too.
uh-oh.
Looks like it was the 45 machine at Chad Kibbe.
Does he stop? That's not good.
Nope.
I don't know if the steering was broke or not. I don't know. We haven't seen it yet. Did he hit the wall here, tunnel? He got loose. There we go. Yep. All right. Oh, that steering's broke.
Break here for Chad Kibbe. Also, a rough break for the field and the guys that had their strategies figured out here.
And I hope the admin go back and watch that because he couldn't turn the car. So he had to stop, right? Like that's one of those things. Like I understand it's frustrating that he stopped, but he had no steering. He was hard to the right and that thing was not moving. So those things happen. That's why we go back and watch the replays.
That's one of the things about Pocono too. You hit that outside wall at Pocono, you can kind of get away with it. You hit that inside wall though. No, it's not what it used to be. You and I remember. Well, you don't remember the old Pocono when it came to that inside wall, but
actually, Darby.
There were
clip a video earlier.
There were a lot of fatalities on that inside wall at the old Pocono, but this one, it looks like a safer barrier, but sometimes you hit it and it just doesn't feel like a safer barrier.
You weren't on the call, but Joe was. And I don't remember who the other one was, but it was 2 years ago, NIS. And it was, I know you've heard about this hit, but it was all of us fighting up front, and 2 of my teammates got into a fight, right? And I got involved in it and I hit that inside wall, and it blew my tires off. That's how hard of a hit it was. Never seen anything like it.
Why'd you do that? Why'd you hit the wall?
Yeah, exactly. That was the question I got asked. He told me to clip it earlier, and I didn't because I didn't think it would matter. But kind of that inside hit, that wall hit, is what it does. It just breaks the car. Did you see that pit board? Who is that? That's funny.
Thomas's aunt.
That's Thomas's aunt. Yep.
She come to the tricky triangle this week. It's crazy.
She must have. I think only. Well, did 2 people think? Oh no, because these times are really confusing to me. We'll have to see how this goes out when we get a rewind.
It's sitting right now. PB Henry and Louis Becerra up at the front of the pack here through pit strategy on that call.
Yeah, Becerra had a 37-second pit stop, and PB had a 42.
I don't know if you can smell that, but I'm thinking somebody might be burning a little bit too tire fire here.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because PB took 4. And had a slower stop than Mo. PB stayed out. PB did stay out.
Oh.
PB stayed out. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so Becerra took 2. Rayner took 4. Gitter took 4. Passalacqua took 2. Millet took 4. Davis took 4. And the next person that took 2 is Randy Mullins in 11th.
You said Becerra took 2?
Becerra took 2.
Boys, get
Oh,
ready. It's
boy.
about to get exciting.
Gitter's not going to be a happy man if this doesn't go away. Ooh, we've seen this before, man.
I was going to say, you got Louis Becerra up here on the front row. 2 fresh tires, clean air to the nose, an opportunity to get a win here in the OB Builders Cup Series. That's going to be the hardest car to pass. If he can make it through and that car makes it through turn 1 and it grips up and he's able to get a run, it's going to be a handful for these guys up here at the front because he's going to block lanes you didn't even think existed. Well, Roger.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. He hasn't had clean air on the nose yet. We don't know how his car's going to react. I understand he is CFM and everything like that, right? But every driver feels differently with clean air. So this could be really good or really bad.
Well, Roger, I'm gonna give you a chance here. I'm gonna let you have the keys as we or the keys to the car here as we come into the BK Designs restart zone. Bring us back in, brother.
All right, man. All right, pace car's down. Is PB Henry, Lucy was there in the restart zone. Green here to go. PB with a great launch with Rayner right behind him. See, Lewis just can't get the grip going. Kind of misses the shift there. Passalacqua gets on the inside of him. Gitter's going to have to shoot low here. As he blocks him, Gitter gets turned by Evan C.
Oh,
Big
around
wreck.
Gitter. Backwards into the fence here to turn 1. Heavy contact with the outside wall. Back down the track. I like that. Gitter's night. Over. Very, very reminiscent to a bunch of classic Pocono incidents we've had here throughout the years, too.
Like
Look
I
what
said, he
happens
just
here.
kind of missed. He just got stacked up there, right? And he kind of was late on the shift, and it caused people to start getting moving. And then he's playing defensive. Patrick knew he had to move down, and Evan C was there.
That's just 2 guys fighting for the same real estate here. Such a tough break for Gitter. Multiple wins here in the OB Builders Cup Series for Patrick Gitter, but it's been a very much feast or famine this year. Has a lot of pace, a lot of great opportunities, and those late race cautions seem to be a mousetrap to get him time and time again.
So here's what I'll say about that, because Gitter said his piece before he left. Gitter had the nose, right? So you have to know where the cars are around you. Right? He sees someone in their mirror about to make this move, right? So Evan still has to be vigilant of Gitter's going to try to make a move too, right? Because right there he's clear. Yeah. From that point of view, in Gitter's mirror, Evan didn't lift. Evan kind of sent it deep in the corner and gave no room there, which is kind of what you kind of have to block it. Like you do, right? Because if not, you're going to either move everyone up or move everyone down.
And on Evan's side of the fence too, he's just trying to get down there, get that clean air, try to make that pass. While you have the opportunity to. We are less than 20 laps to the checkered flag here today at Pocono, and you're not going to get it just riding around.
No, right, and that's the thing, right? You kind of see him shoot there, and I think this is a racing deal, right? I don't want to put it on anybody because it's going for clean air, and that's big, right? Clean air matters, and as soon as I saw Becerra just start being a little bit slower than the rest of them, it kind of showed me that Gitter was going to go out, and that's where that wreck was going to happen. Like you just saw it happening.
I think the wrecks are the only thing you can predict when we come to Pocono, though, because it's certainly not the weather.
Yeah.
You can't predict one thing. It's going to rain. It's going to rain a lot.
It's going to snow here. In the winter, this place is beautiful because of the trees and everything, but the track just gets covered.
Which is what leads to the rapidly aging asphalt that we have here, because you get kind of both extremes. You get ultra hot, humid, muggy summers, but you get those cold blizzard winters as well. So
I'm 90% sure I'm going to this track next year.
I've
yeah,
heard nothing but great reviews about especially camping when you come to Pocono.
Well, that's probably what I'm gonna do, right? I'm not far from the track, so at least far from me, like an 8-hour drive is nothing. But I think I'm gonna make the trip out next year because this is a really fun track and it's got a lot of character, and especially the Riley cars here. I mean, they just are sideways, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
On top of it, it's a piece of NASCAR history too. One of the I do believe the last independently owned and operated speedway in NASCAR, and they've been coming here since what, I think like '68, something like that. I know it's been a long time. I mean,
you're the historian. I don't know.
Somewhere around there. I feel like '68 hits it on the money, right? I have to go key up Google here real quick to find that one out. I don't have a phone on me, which is going to make this more complicated.
Oh, all right. Well,
Roger, find something to talk about.
I'm looking it up. 74.
74. You know what? If this was a trivia game, I would have been close enough in the ballpark. I was going to be sure to tune in next week as we go to another track with not quite as much history, but been on the circuit since '89. We're getting ready to go to Sonoma.
Yeah.
And something there I saw it on something. I swear I saw Sonoma there. I might just be losing my mind.
I don't know what OB's doing, right? Because they just added the track that we're going to
Sonoma
next week.
was going to be a placeholder, I believe, for a week off.
Or Daytona.
Take us to Coronado, man. These Cup cars, as much as I love the Daytona infield road course for touring cars and endurance races, this never felt right with the Cup car to me.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, I hope OB changes their stuff to get everybody going, but I understand if no one wants to buy the track. So, back in the restart zone. Back green. Oh, big checkup. Oh, that's not good. That's a lot of nose damage. Inside line. Really good run here. They're going to clear all the way. Maverick Davis is going to be side by side with.
Oh, man, it is a log jam.
Yeah, we're going to have to check some noses here because it's just going to keep getting worse and worse.
Off center, 3 wide there. Battle for 7th place. Louis Becerra going to get the launch down the backstretch, but now diving down to the inside of the 17 machine of Daniel Wiles, right behind the 15 of Maverick Davis. Here comes Wiles now wrapping the outside, but Maverick Davis sends it in deep. Gets up into the quarter panel. Bryce Rayner. Wiles almost loses it, saves it. A little bit of contact between him and Becerra.
Wow.
They both keep it pointing in the right direction, and that should have been 10, 15 cars gone right there.
What a
Caution's
save.
going to be out a little bit further in the back. 1 car around. Nicholas Isaacs not happy
So-
with the radio.
Listen, I mean, I agree with them. I don't know if you're seeing this or not, but they're getting looser, they're getting tight, and then they're blocking. You can't do that. You need to stack up. Yeah, it's just massive, these stack ups. Because people are trying to time the restarts. Oh no, which is Levine.
Yeah. Kevin Ruff. Sideways right there in front of Levine.
I think that's an incident limit out.
Not
But-
the night he was looking for.
That these restarts, guys, like they're trying to time it, right? Like, because Pocono is one of those tracks that if you can time it, you're gonna get a jump, and you're gonna go a lot faster than these guys and build momentum faster. And that's what all this track is. It's a giant momentum track, and when you try to time it, you're just gonna hit the guy in front of you who's not prepared to go. The only people that can time it is the front car. If you have more than a car spacing, and this is, I'm gonna rant here, and this is why I did what I did last week. If you give yourself more than a car length spacing to try to jump the restart, and you get blocked, you deserve that damage.
Say one thing too. This is for everybody in the top three, it's been a horrible, no good, dirty, rotten day at the racetrack. Everybody except for one, Brandon Pasalakwa. Took last week off. Here he is sitting second place. You look at another incident happened there. 37 is Zodiac and 25 Machine of Car got together. Car up in the fence there.
It just stems from the stack. It just stems from them stack ups though. Like that, those cars are so packed together because everyone's trying to jump it.
So we got PB Henry on the front row. We're going to have Brandon Pasalakwa starting second. We haven't seen Pasalakwa up at the front of the pack all night. Just been kind of lurking around that, 7th to 12th bracket. Brandon always has a good car. Evan C sitting there in third spot. I mean, that's, physically the control car on the restart's going to be the 95 of PB Henry, but realistically speaking, the one that's going to, I'm pretty sure, control how well that lane gets into turn one is going to be Evan, sitting there working with a CFM teammate.
Yeah, but
It's gonna
then
be
here's the thing with that, right? Watch this 22 car. He's gonna try to figure out when Evan's gonna roll, and that's what's gonna cause what we've been seeing is you're gonna see like Evan's gonna try to roll it, and you're gonna see that outside car try to roll it, and because of how long the straightaways are, that's what creates really the issues. Because we do this at every track we go to, but a mile and a half, we have just that little bit of a shoot before the corner. Here we have, what is it, half a mile?
Surrender also been the dominant car much of the day. Cautions coming out in the sequences they have really threw him for a loop here tonight as far as strategy goes. Which is difficult, man. Looked like today was going to be the day that, you would be able to lick the stamp and send it and come home with the victory. But a strong performance nonetheless. Driver number 22 tonight.
Can't be up. I mean, you can be upset, right, with how it's unfolded, but I mean, the performance, man.
It's a lot to build off of right there.
Yeah,
that's
you
a shot
did
in the arm.
fantastic job. You did everything you needed to do. You saved the tire. You passed fast guys. You passed fast cars, and you pulled away, and you had a flawless green flag pit stop. I mean, that's what you want, and you, like you said, you build from that, right? And once you get that rhythm, it's easy.
And it's not like that speed is, it's not like that speed is something that he doesn't really have, week in and week out. The 22 machine Bryce Renner's, typically cutting it up in the middle of the races too. It's just one of those races where everything, up until that late race caution there, everything was going perfect. Just flawless execution on everything, whether it be track position, tire management, pit stop, pit strategy. You know, put the whole package together. It's unfortunate, you know, he's sitting back there in 4th right now, but still got a ways to go. You know, just a little bit over 10 laps left here. Still got a shot. I mean, these two get racing on this front row. And we do know that anything is possible at Pocono.
Just watch the spacing here as we're going through. You see it further on in the back. No, they're not tight.
Racing pace car getting ready to make the descent down pit road, getting ready to go green here. When we come across the line, it'll be lap 89 out of 100 into the BK Designs restart zone. We are underway. Good launch there for PB Henry. Looks like he's not doing any teammate countdowns there either. He's going to pull ahead of Evans Sears. They're going to come in side by side. Him and Passalacqua into 1 and 2.
Yeah, and big shot here. Passalacqua's going to roll middle. Going to wash up a little bit. Brainer's going to clear. Great move. Oh! Becerra gets turned.
Oh, and around.
Caution's out.
Almost upside down there for a second, too. Oh. Okay, look what happens here. Zara down to the bottom here through turn 1. Just comes up the hill there, gets into the 54 machine of Randy Mullins. That snuffs down the 23 machine. John Bender around for a ride.
I just don't know, man. Like, what is... That's just...
This is a microdose of what we'll see next night in NIS. You and I both know that.
Yeah, I mean... That's one of those... He didn't know he was 3 because he just started moving up. And it's not an excuse. It's not, right? But he didn't get the call. So he just kept moving up, acting like there was not a car there. Because that's what it's...
Completely unaffiliated, but man, this is why I go around screaming, saying all the time, man, Crew Chief .exe, completely change your life if you don't have a real spotter. Oh man, look at how much of a shot that was too for Bender. Just all butt flipped.
Can we go back though and look at that restart and look at the spacing? Because like we gotta tighten this up. I mean, you saw it from like 12th back was open. Look at this. That's half a car. That's a car.
Was out there hanging back.
That's what causes a lot of these runs, and then they're gonna go right, and then we get green flag, and then watch the checkups. Oh, we're gonna push here. Okay, stagger. Moves being made. Who's gonna lift? Who's not gonna lift? And stack.
Hey, good news though. Jose Medina gonna get his lap back here with the lucky dog.
Adam, it's a little crushed. Is your wheel straight? Yeah, it's pushed in, buddy. On the door though, only. You a little bit pushed up on the hood too, though. Just a little bit.
Luckily for Benefield though, this is the virtual next-gen car, and not the real one, because he would probably be getting gassed out by carbon monoxide at this point. The crush panel's been in like that.
Crush panel's gone. That's
because we can see the tubing through the crease there on the front clip to the
Listen, he's
door.
gonna have plenty of turn. He's gonna have all the turn.
Yeah, he's gonna have, and honestly, it might not hurt him too bad. Keep
No,
tucked up
you
in
might
the
see him turn right more than left. Here we go. We're gonna watch this onboard of him. And he backs out of it, right? He's like, all right, I'm not going 3, not yet. I'm going to stay on the bottom, paint it. And he sees it happen. And nowhere to go. Oh, he just
Gets down there, it gets
he
loose.
saved it. Yeah, he saved it.
Just
And it got loose up
The next gen car over the bumps, man. There's
over the bumps.
not a worse feeling in the world.
What we call Adam Airbag Benefield.
We can't pick on him too much.
Why not?
We might want to get a deal with AARP on here at some point, right?
Listen, hey, he's going in my phone. Is that right now? ARP is wild. I didn't say that. He did.
Calls himself old man more than we do. It's all right.
Well,
Anyway, I figure the more we pick on him, the more likely we'll be able to get him and Roman up here for broadcast with you. Because I know you want that torment.
oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna need Busch Light Lime for that one. Yeah, we've talked. We've discussed it. We just gotta figure out when.
I'm just going to mute my mic and listen to the podcast that unfolds around me.
You're just gonna enjoy it. You're gonna be laughing the whole time. Yeah.
I'm producing.
You're gonna be
If I'm producing, get ready for a scoreboard that doesn't work and a hard rewind for all the replays.
We have 2 producers in our ears. Oh boy.
Tried that once and everything got broken within 10 minutes. Well, another chance at it here. Now both the CFM Chevrolets are going to be on the front row together this time. Going to be interesting to see how turn 1 works out. I would not be surprised if Bryce Rayner threw it 3.
No, not at all. No,
honestly,
I don't think
justified.
we're done.
It's 9
Yep.
laps to go. You don't know when the green flag is going to actually stay out. I mean, you got to go and get it now at this point into the BK Designs restart zone. PB Henry leading the field back to the green. Back underway here. Good launch for PB Henry. Also, these cautions kind of working out in PB's favor here with the tire sequences. Good launch there for the
This
CFM.
dive might be insane. Nope. Evan's going to clear him. He's going to have to move up. 3 wide
Not
further
enough.
back. We're good. We're clear.
They are a bunch of crazy racing a little bit further in the back of the field right now, but at the front of the pack, it is still the machine of PB Henry with the advantage. Evan C's starting to close in a little bit here through turn 2. Back in third, Bryce Rayner not losing contact to these 2 in front, but not the first corner that he was hoping for there if you want to have a chance to win it.
Yeah,
Really good turn 3 for Rayner there.
Really good. But if I'm him, I'm taking the outside. Gotta go on the outside to build that run. Grab the right rear, and that's your way to pounce because he's got to clear 2 cars here. He's 2 for 1 if he's gonna do it.
Going to the bottom here through turn 1. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Up the hill, though, Evan C.
Rayner looks so good through 1. It's kind of a strong suit. Here he just needs it. Look at this run he's getting on PB. He's just gonna have to pack air. He's got to back off though. He's gonna get tight.
Yeah, that's what he does. Backing it down here into turn 2, chasing it all the way down to the paint. Good launch down the back stretch here as he tries to close into the back of the 95 machine. Where does he go into turn 3?
He went low. If I'm him, I'm running high.
He's offsetting.
Right? He is offsetting, but I want the
Oh, a
momentum
good
off
run.
the corner.
Really good run there again for Rayner. That offset really helped out there. He's going to close up.
He's gonna close. PB might block it. He's gonna have to figure out where he wants to go.
Remember, PB on the oldest tires in the field right now.
PB is on his oldest tires. Rayner, really good drive off. He's gonna get him tight. He's gonna
got
be
him
side
here.
by side with him. No. Oh, it was
No,
close.
big block. PB Henry going to chase him all the way down the back stretch. Now pulling the quarter panel. Here comes Rayner with the side draft closing back.
Rayner's got to push here. He has to push through. PB's gonna make it tight.
He couldn't quite get the rotate down there to the bottom. It chased up the hill a little bit. Rayner going to stay low to avoid getting the side draft thrown back at him. Down into 3. It's going to be a dog fight. But here comes the 22 machine all the way down to the bottom. PB,
Gonna have to
really
get
good
really
rotation.
good drive off here, but PB's rolling that outside.
Oh, he just barely cleared him. Shuts the
cleared
door. A
him.
little bit of contact.
There's contact, but this is pulling Evan right to him. This is doing exactly what Evan needs, and PB is not giving him any room.
Oh, incredible side draft there from PB Henry down the front straightaway. Pulls the 22 machine of Bryce Rayner back now down into 1. PB
Rayner's gonna clear.
completely misses the corner. Rayner's going to be to clear. Now it's PB Henry versus C for second.
Yeah, but this is where Rayner's got to learn, right? They're going to push each other, work together, and try to clear them. PB does have older tires, so it's going to be hard.
PB Henry shoots up the hill here through turn 2. Gets a really good run down the back straightaway now up to the right rear quarter panel again of the 22 Chevy.
And this is
Turn
where
3.
Bryce got to learn, to protect the right rear. You have to protect it. That's what matters
he sends
here.
it too early, but it's going to make the 95 tight. Up the hill goes PB Henry and Bryce Rayner. Here comes Evan C with a shot.
Yeah, but if I'm Evan, I'm not pushing PB. PB's tight.
Bryce Rayner going to get cleared just about by both of them. It's going to be able to clear back on the 333 of Evan C. Up to the back bumper, and PB Henry around off the nose of Rayner. He missed the corner a little bit. And back under caution here from Pocono.
Listen, Rayner's saying sorry, but I'm not putting that on him. They were all pushing there. That's racing. That's a racing deal. You're going to throw that block, and you're going to have old tires. You're going to get tight.
Good look here from the Grid Vision blimp. Rayner gets a really good run through the corner. PB Henry doesn't quite. Rayner gets kind of boxed in there. I mean, it definitely wasn't intended, but unfortunately the result. PB Henry was saying that he was really tight, and as soon as Rayner got to the bumper, it just pulled him around. So
I'm not
thankfully,
like Evan right there, right? Evan pushed PB, but if we saw how tight PB got, and I understand it's team, right? You're trying to push your teammate, but if I'm Evan, I'm taking it 3 wide there because I know I have more rotation, and PB is just kind of causing the airflow to be blocked. Right?
I gotta give a huge tip of the cap here to PB Henry too. I mean, he was up there lead with less than 5 laps to go here at Pocono.
Yeah.
Car is completely destroyed right now. He just got ran to the back of, head on into the fence, run on board, get a great view at it. It's going to be if he's lucky, a 26th place day after this.
Yeah.
Over the radio, completely calm, completely calculated. Told Rayner, hey man, it happens. There's no hostility between the two of them. Big props to that, because how many drivers in the field in that situation would come over the radio with stuff that we definitely shouldn't even allude to on air here for the OB Motors Cup Series? Big.
Absolutely, right? Like that's what I'm saying. That was a racing deal, right? We saw PB get tight. We called it. That car did not turn, and they all just kind of stacked up right there. Everybody was in line. That's how that air works. It's just gonna pull you in, and if you're not offset, you're just gonna run in the same line as the other guy.
It's mentioned so often, that how aggressive PB is behind the wheel, how he's willing to do whatever it takes to get a win, to get the position. One of the hardest guys in the field to pass. I can firsthand tell you how difficult he is to get past, but also just completely rational and grounded. Lots of respect.
Yeah, it was a good race. I mean, props to him for trying to stay out on old tires.
It just
pretty
about
much worked. Listen, the only struggle place he really had was 1. He was good in tunnel. He was good in 3. I think he just needed to go a little bit higher because you want to piss off that right rear enough that you get the rotation. Because when he tried rolling bottom, middle, he didn't have it.
I think a part of it too is just those micro mistakes that you make. When you're in a position to snake away win like this, we see PB run really well here in OB, week in and week out. You don't always really see him up there in those closing laps with the lead, with a bunch of cars breathing down his neck. And that's just one of those situations. I think that if him and Evan have a chance to go back and do it all over again, they try something different. Maybe Evan doesn't push him as hard into turn 1. Maybe PB goes for more of an arc. It's just one of them situations. But they tried, and they put together one hell of a race in the process for it. Because how often do we, see a Pocono race where you got 3 cars under a blanket like that?
It's rare, right? Because if it does go green, it spaces out. And PPB's still over the radio saying, Bryce, it's okay, right? Like the strategy, he's right. He would have netted out a top 3. I think I 100% believe that.
Benefit over the radio. Hey man, Bryce, if you feel that bad about it, why don't you bring her down pit road here?
Yeah, and Bryce, listen, Bryce, it happens. It's racing deal. But it is. It's one of those things that just kind of happens at Pocono. Everyone's telling them the same thing.
It's definitely not the way that Bryce wanted to get the job done here. But there's one thing that we can say with the fact. That 22 machine was probably the best car, best driver combo here tonight from Pocono. Led a majority of the laps. Dominant pace. And I don't think it's surprising we see Bryce Rayner up here getting the checkered flag here in the next lap, because it's been a great run from him tonight here from Pocono.
Yeah, I mean, and one guy that got taken out in one of the Pocono wrecks was Patrick Yeager, and he had speed. He was saving gas, and if that yellow didn't come out, that what if, right? It's always that what if. Rayner and him were on even playing fields. I was really curious to see how Rayner would stack with that, because this is all learning experience, right? Gitter's been there, done that. He's been in these spots before. This is kind of new to Rayner, right? We're seeing him up front. We see him have the pace, and he's been performing like we're saying, and it's good to see him pull it through. I mean,
memory serves you. I'm pretty sure that does Bryce have most laps led here tonight? Because he led much of the midsection of the race once we finally went green. No, it's going to be pretty close. Our producer says sure with the question mark at the end of it, so we're
Yep, I'm looking. Hold on.
Now to turn 3 here. Maybe under the caution, but a win is a win nonetheless. Long crawl down the front straightaway, those they roll through the BK Designs restart zone for the final time. No restart this time, though, but across the line, it's going to be Bryce Rayner with the win here from Pocono, and in dominating fashion.
Good job to Bryce, man. He did a good job.
He passed Lockwell over the back bumper there, giving him a little congratulatory, a little bit of a shove here from some of his fellow Team Conti drivers. And he's been clawing at this one for a while. Definitely a hard-earned win here tonight at Pocono for Bryce Rayner. How about this, too, with all the chaos and everything that happened here tonight? Brandon Pasalacqua started this thing off P12. We didn't talk about him 3/4 of the race. Everybody that was around him in the top 3 battle for the points going to be walking out of here with a goose egg after a pretty rough night. Justin Levine fell back a few spots. He was able to rally back for a 9th place finish. Not the best point.
There's a lot of top 10 that's surprising me right now. A lot of top 15. I mean, just perseverance.
But most importantly for Pasalacqua, Paul Hill, who's been sitting on top of the pylon for a couple months now, comes home with a 23rd. That's a big gain for Brandon in the point standings. You see Bryce Rayner burn it down and make the car pass Tech at the same time. You don't need that front clip. You can rip that off, put a new one on next week. Well, I'll say one thing, Roger. This place has one heck of a wild nature, doesn't it?
Man, it's one of my favorites for a reason. They did a fantastic job, right? Like, as you see these boys line up down at the finish line, but you just have so many lanes that work, and you can pull away from the draft, or you can use the draft to your advantage. You can save fuel You can keep it in fifth. You can keep it in fourth. There's just so many things that you can do that allows this track to be fun. And does it caution out? Yes, cautions happen because there's moves that happen at Pocono that cause cautions. But that's what makes the track it's unique.
Coming home tonight with the Team Birdie fast lap of the race. It's going to be the race winner, Bryce Rayner, driver number 22 Chevrolet. Evan C. comes home in second place over Brandon Pasalacqua in third. Fourth goes to the 17 machine Daniel Wiles with Adam Benefiel eking out a top 5 here in the 83 Chevrolet. Sixth place goes to Zach Millett with Tim Wortman Jr., Randy Mullins, Justin Levine, and Russell Black rounding at the top 10. Roger?
Yeah, at 11, it's going to be the 15 of Maverick Davis with Paul Gallimore in 12th. Josh Schaffner with a good run, 16 places up, finishing 13th with Keegan Sabillo 14th. Kevin Soziak's going to be 15th with Alexander Carr 16th. Greg Carr in the 25 is going to finish 17th with Tyler Hunter in 18th, with Keith Long and Luis Becerra finishing 19th and 20th.
Number 21st is going to be the 10 machine of Michael Figliera with John Bender in 22nd. 23rd goes to the 29 machine of Mark Sanchez with Kenny Powell coming home in 24th. 25th place. Not the result that he earned here today. Ran a great race here tonight for Pocono. PB Henry, unfortunately, with the damage, comes home P25 with Paul Hill in 26th. 27th place goes to the 3 machine of Lou Christian with the JC Gibson coming home 29th, and running at the top 30 is going to be Nicholas Isaacs. 31st, Gavin Ruff wasn't able to finish after a DQ on incidents from cars just sliding up into him. 32nd going to go to Paul Gitter after his hit with the outside wall. 33rd goes to the 45 machine of Chad Kibbe, and Matt DiCiani rounds out the field in 34th.
Paul Gitter, that's a new one. I'm using that.
Oh, what a wild night from old Pocono. But with it all said and done, we're gonna get our podium finishers up here in the booth, and currently sitting here next to the driver of the 6th Chevrolet, and that is Brandon Pasalacqua. And buddy, it was up and down for much of the evening, but coming home with the podium, how you feeling after that?
Where you finish, some days you don't, and lucky to be on the good end of it this time. So yeah, glad we got a P3.
A massive point gain here tonight, because much of your competition didn't quite have the nights they were hoping for. Most importantly speaking, your points leader Paul Hill, got involved in a couple incidents early and just couldn't really break out of that top 20 threshold. How you feeling about your chances in the standings here as we started to draw into that so important summer stretch of the season?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was tough last week. I had to miss Michigan, which I'm probably thankful for, because I heard it was a tough race for some. But then Paul finished third, so he gained 165, 170 points on me last week. So I made some of that back today, which is good. And Sheldon's a long season, so you just take it race by race. For me, it's just about trying to get as many top 10s as I can. Now you're starting to see a lot of the cream rise to the top here. You got Evan, PB, Levine with the win last week. I think that jumped him up top 5, top 4 in the standings. So those are the guys that deserve to be up there. They're the ones that put in a lot of work. So definitely, it's going to be fun battling with them the rest of the year. And yeah, I'm just going to try to control what I can control, and then go from there.
One question I got for you: how did you manage to survive here tonight? Because it seemed like that was the biggest problem for a majority of these guys this evening, with a lot of the incidents that we did end up seeing, especially in the earlier stages of the race. It just felt like every lap we kind of couldn't really get the thing going.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just people are pushing super hard, and I think tracks that have multiple grooves for racing is actually a detriment for a lot of us. Where if everyone's able to get into clean air, so everyone's are really able to send it right. And so I think some of us at times could be potentially driving in over our head, or over the capabilities and limits of the cars. And so I think Michigan and I think Pocono allows that opportunity. A lot of when you send it into the corner and you got a lot of wheel cranked into it, and then you gas it off, the car is going to snap. And I think that's what you saw a lot tonight. I did it. I had to let Luis and Paul Gallimore go and just settle myself back down, because it's just not worth it. So yeah, tough race, but you'll get that, and just looking forward to next week.
Well, one question I got for you is, what is the plan for next week? So I'm looking at the schedule right now. I see Thursday, June 25th, you guys will be going to Sonoma.
Yeah.
So is Coronado Bay going to be tacked in here last minute, or?
I do not think
What's the
so.
word?
We try. Yeah, I think we're gonna just keep it the off week. That's it. At the end of the day, it's Randy's call. But when we started the league, we really try. We made it a point to be like, when we say we're gonna do something, we're gonna stick to it. So that would most likely be the direction. But if enough drivers say they want it, then who knows? It could be something last minute.
Well, be sure to keep us posted because we'll definitely be looking forward ourselves to getting our hands on a first broadcast of what I can already tell you is probably going to be a chaotic road
Yes.
course layout. But Sonoma coming up in the not so distant future. How you feeling about that? Because I remember you running pretty good at these road courses.
Yeah, well, I thought I used to run good. You're right, and then we went to Watkins Glen, and I was barely top 10. So I don't know if
That's Watkins. It's Watkins Glen. That's
it's-
a bunch of speedways with right-handers.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that that's the case, Sheldon, because my confidence and my pride was hurt a little bit that day. So I love Sonoma. Usually finishing in top 5 there. It's just about managing your race and letting people go who are faster than you and then settling in into a good spot. So, yeah, just looking for a good points day coming out of Sonoma. And man, I wish we did have the road course next week because I think that'd be a good opportunity for a points day. But then again, you got Paul Hill, who's our road course ringer right now in the league, and he's gotten the better of me over the last few years, the majority of the time. So, yeah, you take the good with the bad with that.
Well, Brandon, congratulations on the podium here tonight from Pocono. Who do you want to thank and shout out for this performance this evening?
Yeah, definitely want to shout out my guys at Paradigm. It's been tough with us all being busy, so it's good to have the majority of us in the chat tonight and being able to race with each other. Want to give out a shout out to OB Builders, Door and Trim, First Form, you guys in the booth. My favorite broadcast. Say it every time I get the opportunity to speak with y'all. And yeah, I know it's might been a rough couple weeks here for the league, but we got some of the best drivers on the server, and I know we'll get it right and tight just like we did with the stretch before this. So really appreciate it.
And one thing I gotta say before you go too is don't be too mean on him. When it comes to the judgments and everything this week, man. It got chaotic at moments, but sometimes those chaotic moments make for some great racing and some great opportunities, especially for us here in the booth. It was definitely a lot of fun to cover what was on the track tonight. Even it's Pocono, this place.
Right.
It's impossible for people to make it around here in anything. It seems so.
No,
Yeah,
I
this-
totally. I
The
agree.
2 mile stretch gets a little dodgy between here and Michigan because you get all this run and nowhere to go with it.
Yeah, that's right. And we're lucky we don't have back in the old days where you had Pocono twice in the same month, right? So, yeah, I'll
Thank
make
you.
sure. We're working on Randy's ability to communicate effectively, so we're going to work on that in this off week and hopefully be better going forward.
Congratulations. Thanks for coming up here and talking to us. Looking forward to seeing what you bring to the table at Sonoma. I'm going to hand it on over to Roger Pierce with our second place finisher here, Evan C.
Evan C, it's Roger in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Hey, man, congratulations on P2. I know it's not how you wanted to end it, right? Under caution is never fun, but the CFM machines, man, they showed speed early on. Tell me a little bit how your race went.
Oh yeah, I mean we definitely had a fast car. I think we were just a little bit tighter than most people. They were just helping us in the beginning. For the track cooled off slightly and rubbered up, but we stayed out there and a couple of guys pitted and was just having to save after that long run there and fell back to fourth or fifth. But yeah, I probably should have pitted that one time to keep track position, but it's so hard to tell when you have to pit here, stay out or not. But still got back up front. He, me, and Gitter got together, and he ended up ruining his race just going for the same spot and didn't have time to check up for him there. But still proud of the run we had. Had some fast cars tonight with PB and Louis up front, so congrats to those guys. But yeah, definitely wanted to race it out there. Now I don't know which one of us would have came out on front there. I think having two teammates against one car once you have a little bit of a lead built up here helps you out a little bit. But Bryce was so fast, so who knows? But just unfortunate off at turn one there, because I couldn't really see once I was committed to full throttle and got behind Bryce that he was closing super fast on PB, and PB on old tires was having to just wait on the throttle, I think, off of turn one, and then that just happened extremely fast there. But unfortunate, but still definitely proud of the speed we had tonight.
Yeah, man. Like you said, you guys did really well early on, like a lot of speed. Uh, I think the incident, I mean, a lot of stuff that happened tonight was racing incidents, right? Like, I mean, a lot of it was you and Gitter going for the same spot. That's a racing deal. Uh, you guys were both trying to go for clean air. Seemed like Louise was just a little bit slow on that restart, and Gitter tried to pop out of there because he knew he was going to get stuck, right? And then with the PB thing, he just looked tight on the bottom. Like every time, like he stayed out on old tires, and well, as we were calling it, he was really good in tunnel in 3, but in 1 he just looked a lot. He looked very tight. So as soon as you guys all went in there, it just looks like it was an air train. Like you all just ran the same line and got pulled together. So that sucks for him. He did a really good job tonight. It's kind of just how Pocono is. I mean, it's hard racing. It's fast, multi-grooved, but you have to still take care of the tires. And I mean, dude, I think you did a fantastic job tonight. You got, like I said, you guys show speed. Like you said, trying to figure out when to pit here is extremely hard because I don't know what the tire wear is like this week. Like I said, I haven't really ran this track at all this week, so I don't really know if 2 was even possible, of how 2 worked, but it didn't seem like it had as much grip. But I mean, PB stayed out on old 4, so it proved me wrong. CFM did a really good job showing here. The team points is going to reflect that. So good job, dude. Any friends, family, sponsors you want to thank?
Oh, yeah, just obviously all the guys at CFM Performance. Definitely had a pretty good car this week. Didn't get to do a whole lot of tests and, not any A opens and looking at the cautions and NIS, that wouldn't help a whole lot anyway. So, glad we was able to come out here and had a good piece under us. Always, if you can race for the win, that's a good card. Hard to pull away here. So, trying to hit strategy, missed a little, but still a good finish. And everybody else that helps out, Majosi Speed Shop, Tattoo Defense, Captain Morgan, Red Lionel, Cruz Pedregon Racing. And just gotta thank you guys in the booth for broadcasting, and everybody. Randy helps put on the series for us.
You get a week off, man. Sonoma's next. Curious to see how your road course is going. I mean, it's slowly work at it, so we'll see how that road's repave. It's gonna be fast. Looking forward to that. Do you want to see the new track for OB?
I don't know how many of us have turned laps there. I'm not sure how well that would go. I know a lot of obviously Coke is going there, so those guys are pretty heavy at it. But man, it looks like a long and rough track. I'm sure it would be fun. Not sure how many wrecks we would have though. But
it's very long and it's very treacherous. So yeah, it's one of those things. I think it had to be a vote.
But we'll be looking forward to it. Next season. Who knows if they keep going there? But we had good speed, decent speed at the Glen. Pretty good car, top 3 finish there. So we'll see what we can do at Sonoma.
All right, man. Well, we'll look forward to it. Enjoy your week off, and that's Evan C, second place.
Thank you.
Hand it back to Sheldon for our race winner.
And sitting here, first time win of 2026, Bryce Rayner. I know it's not exactly how you want to get it done, but you had the pace when it mattered the most, especially during that midsection of the race. I feel like that caution hadn't come out. It was going to be one heck of a heads-up battle between you and Gitter. Just talk me through it, man. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah. First and foremost, apologizing to PB and Evan. I know I was kind of, left out to dry there with the 2 teammates working together, and I think I picked some wrong moves going low just to break the draft. But yeah, I feel deflated, but then again, it is so difficult to win in this league and win against these top competitors. And I don't run much officials, and I don't run much of anything really. I just come in here and do my thing, and save tire when I can and pounce when I can. And I felt like I did a pretty good job of that tonight. Besides the last couple laps there, I felt like it was just really good hard racing. I'll talk with PB too, just to see what I could have done differently. But I'll take accountability if that was a racing incident or not. But besides that incident there, I felt like a car was really good. Long run pace was tremendous. Felt like there in that middle portion, once I was able to get around PB after turn 1 and do a little slider on him, I was able to hunt down Evan for a little bit, and he chose to go high in turn 1, and that gave me the opportunity to use the best of my car to go to the bottom there in turn 1 and slide up again in front of them and just kind of break away. And through the pit stop cycle and everything was pretty good. So no mistakes there besides smashing the wall off of 2 laps after the cycle was happening, but not really much damage there. So just kept fighting, and I was gonna have to save a little bit of fuel to battle Gitter there. Just lucky that caution came out there.
I will say though, I know you're not happy about the circumstances, but there is one fact: you did lead a decent part of the race here tonight, and I've been saying it for weeks. I feel like the Bryce Rayner era is about to. You've heard it on the replays. The Bryce Rayner era is about to start, and you go out here, you get the job done tonight at Pocono, which is. I figured it was going to be Michigan personally, because Pocono, this place is a nightmare just to survive. What was the key to survival today, though? Because that was hurdle number 1 for just about all you guys out here this evening.
Yeah, felt like the front half of the race tonight felt really good. After those first couple cautions, we got that long green flag run. Just maintaining my track position, really. I know some of the guys pit early and because we were cutting it close on fuel and all sorts of stuff, but I felt like keeping track position, and I felt like I was maintaining my tires really good compared to the guys around me. I just needed the long run to happen, and we got that. I was able to use my tires to my advantage around my competitors and just kind of pounce one after the other. So honestly, really good to get a win at Pocono. Tough track. That's why it's called the Tricky Triangle. Hometown track too. It's about 40 minutes away from me. So I really wanted this. Not the way I wanted to finish the race, but throughout all 100 laps, I felt dialed, and I was able to work my way up from 7th or wherever I started to leading a bunch of laps. So progress as always. I think last week showed it. If I didn't overstep that line there, I think I had a car to win that race as well. Just stupid, decision on my part. But we bounced back really good. New paint scheme. Shout out Johan for that. But yeah, all in all, we'll move on to next week, and it's really good to get a win.
One thing I got to ask you too, you say you got limited seat time here. Life's busy. Not all of us get on here, 800 hours a week, like some people that are hanging out in the booth with us here. Sure. What's the secret to success though with such limited practice and test time?
I don't know. I just in the past couple weeks when we started the season, last season I came in late, so I kind of had to learn everybody's drive style and learn my drive style in this car. I don't run much of this car at all. But yeah, it's just maintain focus, really. I mean, you can't lose focus for a bit, or, you got Evan gonna pounce, you got Gitter, you got Kazi, who wasn't here tonight, but he's here, and Adam Benefiel, and, everybody who works hard at these and runs officials and builds the setups and everything. They're flat out fast every single week. So, I hold myself to bit of a higher standard as well, racing against these guys, and just knowing, I can't push too much, because if I do, I'm just going to drop like a rocket. So I just maintain what I can. If I lose a couple positions, so be it. Just keep fighting. So yeah, that's just my whole motto is patience, really. I know, this league is pretty good with long green flag runs and a bunch of patience and give and take. So I'm all for it. And if we can make it work, it'll work in my favor. On certain tracks. So it feels really good.
Well, Bryce, congrats on the big win here tonight for Pocono. Who do you want to thank and shout out for the performance this evening?
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys up in the booth, Grid Vision, Darby, Roger, Sheldon. Thank you guys for putting this on every week. It's really awesome to go watch these backs when there are really good battles to show for it. Long green flag runs as well. Shout out to the league and Randy, Brandon, everybody who runs this league as well. Greg, I believe they're all admins, so they run a tight ship here, and truly amazing environment to just be around all your group of friends on the sim here and just race your heart out, really. But secondly, I just want to give a shout out to all my teammates here tonight. Danny, Millet, and Russell. I mean, America Racing came to show what we can do tonight. 4 cars in the top 10. We finished 1st, 4th, 6th, and 10th. So truly awesome stuff this week. Really glad to have Millet back. He's a part-timer, but truly he's pretty quick as well. Shout out America Racing, EMR Event Park, Track Bar Media, Digital Sim Sports, Velocity Competition, Martin PC, everybody who helps us on that side of things, and last but not least, the setup, the team contest and performance. Such a rocket tonight and every week. You just got to be able to drive it correct and use what you learn throughout everybody else, and just kind of put that to the test. And I think we did that tonight. So yeah, huge shout out to everybody who makes this happen, and we'll go on to next week.
Buddy, congrats again on the win. Looking forward to seeing what you bring to the table a couple weeks from now in Sonoma. I'm gonna hand it back on over to old Roger Ears Pierce with his takeaway tonight.
Yeah, man,
Roger
fantastic job.
Did you spill your drink on the table, Roger?
No, we're good.
Okay.
No, we're good. Yeah, hey, man, fantastic job. Listen, racing deals happen. Listen, I spend apparently 1,000 hours on here a week. Just know
it's not a week, it's a day.
A day, yeah. Just know, man, that you did everything you needed to do, and when you go back and watch this, now you realize how much air pulls your car, right? And you guys were all trained together, and that's just kind of a racing deal, and it's gonna suck, and it's gonna sting. And trust me, I've wrecked a lot of people, and I've been wrecked by a lot of people, but you just kind of got to move on with it. Don't let it sit too long. Enjoy this win. You earned it. Even though it was under caution, you were bad fast tonight. So good job.
Appreciate that, Roger. Always. It felt so weird with that lineup that we had out of one. Whether I was going to get the run or not, it was definitely going to be really, really close with the hard racing. But yeah, I'll take what I can get, especially a hometown track win. So thanks for the kind words, Roger.
Thanks, man.
Great race here tonight for Pocono. A little bit messy in the midsection, but definitely cleaned up for a good segment of the night. Always fun to watch these OB Boaters Cup Series drivers go door to door, bumper to bumper for 200 miles from the Tricky Triangle. I think it was 200 miles, right? I did my math right, didn't I? No, this is 2.5 miles. I'm not even gonna try to do the math. We're from Virginia, guys. We've been up here for a couple hours. I'm just about spent. How about you, Roger?
Listen, it's a long race. It's a long night. These guys did a good job. Even though it cautioned out at the end, it's Pocono. It's going to happen, right? We're going to see it tomorrow night in NIS. Probably more of it because you have bigger egos in there. I'll call it out, right? And you're probably going to see a little bit more of it because you're going to see 4 wide instead of 3. So it's just what this track brings.
Yes, be sure to tune in tomorrow night on Twitch to watch Grid Vision Top Split cover the 6 hours of Pocono, because that's probably what's going to end up feeling like anyway. But the entire Grid Vision team, we'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. For more information on getting your league broadcast, we're supported by gridvision.live. Contact us on Facebook, Discord, or info@gridvision.live. A special thanks goes out to Andrew Cardinal IV of Whiplash Sim Cams, providing the beautiful cameras used on all of Grid Vision's broadcasts. Congratulations again to Bryce Rayner on winning here tonight from Pocono. This has been Sheldon Atkins, and I've been joined in the booth by Roger Pierce and Austin Derbyshire down in the production truck. We will see you next time on the grid.